All right. Looks like we are live for JOJO Friday. What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today we got a great show for you guys. A lot of Nintendo Switch 2 information, rumors, hype, discussion, anticipation, blah, 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 yada, yada, to go over. And I would say the surprising reaction to the Nintendo Switch Direct recently. Now, I thought this Direct would get creamed online. It would just get absolutely walloped, bodied. And it's that's happening, but it's polarizing. A lot of Nintendo fans are actually stating that was one of their favorites. And there's some information to actually back up some of that as well. So we're going to talk about that and what was announced and go over kind of everything in addition to the new information on the Nintendo Switch 2, new rumors that's coming out. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, we got a good week in front of us. Next week is the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I mean, it's already going to be here. Today's Friday. Wednesday, we're doing this all over again. Like, Wednesday is the big day. The Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is in 5 days, less than a week. So it's going to be lit. Like, I'm probably going to have an emergency stream, emergency hype factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm going to if I can take a day off next week. I think it's just going to be stream. Because there's going to be a lot of information. I'm still not caught up on Nintendo Switch this Direct. I still got to make a video on Metroid Prime 4. I still got to make a video on a variety of different games, like some of the stuff that was from the Nintendo Direct. I mean, I did talk about it in passing, but I still have to make an overall video on it too. So I'm already behind. So I need to get caught up here before I'm really in trouble next week. But let's get into the shout outs, and then we'll discuss all of the other information and other things going down. Shout outs to my man Dior. He is up late. Dior is up late. I appreciate you being here, Dior. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. Party Man Card is here. David V. What up, David? Clabby, 9-4, 777, Jevin, 07, double OG, up 7, 7. What's up, 777? Shaw X. What up, Shaw X? Kevin is in the house. What's up, Kevin? Ryan Roth. Just Another Artist. Anthony, 7th Hokage. Psycho Pie. Bluncy. Mega Lee. Neo Geo Righted. Sizz O. Is it just 0? Sizz, I think it's O, not 0. Sizz O. What's up, man? Zenro Zamora. Just Another Shut-In. What's up, man? 8 out of 10. Director says Just Another Shut-In. There's a lot of people that liked it. There's a lot of people who didn't like it. A lot of people that liked it. I thought everyone was going to hate it, but no, it's not the case. People, the Tomodachi fans are having none of this. The Rhythm Heaven fans and the Tomodachi fans are having none of this with the Direct. Figure Drawing is here. What's up, Figure Drawing? Daniel J. I'm doing good. How are you? Triple X. Ray B, what's up, Ray? Welcome to the stream. Kevin the Speedster, Cutslanova, welcome, guys. How are you? Style Boy, styling on him. D Money, Jacob Dressback, Ayo Trill. Am I playing Assassin's Creed Shadows? Yeah, I already talked about that. Yes, I played it for a bit, but I'm not playing it currently. Currently, I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. But yes, I already played it. I didn't make a video on it, but I already talked about that. I played the game. I also talked about it on the Spawncast as well. And I talked about it in multiple live streams where I talked about Assassin's Creed Shadows that I was playing the game. So yeah, or I played it at least. I'm not playing it now. Jared Neal, what's up, Jared? Welcome to the stream. Let's see here. Loki, OJ, I'd have a fire role as an announcer of VA fighting game. I think I would be a pretty good announcer. For like a fighting game, or like just like an announcer for like a party game or something like that. I think it'd be pretty cool. One of these days, maybe I'll do that. I'll get the opportunity, more like it. Ice Sonic said that the Marvel game looked fire. Yes, sir. Dr. Smooth, what's up, Dr. Smooth? Yes, sir. How am I feeling about the Marvel game? It looks good. It looks good. I didn't talk about it today in my video, but it looks okay. Looks okay. David V, what's up, David V? Thank you for the 13 months. Of Elite Ninja membership. Thank you so much, Mr. David V. 13 months of Joan in tier. We need an OJ voice pack. I know, we got to drop the OJ voice pack. It's coming. It's not, but maybe one of these days. Jared Neal, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Jared Neal in the house as well. What's up, Jared? Josie had mixed thoughts about the Direct, which surprised me. Well, I wouldn't. Most people, probably most content creators, were saying they didn't like it. I'm talking about actual like just users, not content creators. Most creators that I saw said it's either mixed, or not. But Josie, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why she would like it, because there was nothing really that was there for her. Metroid's an old franchise. Rhythm Heaven, she was a baby when Rhythm Heaven came out. I don't think she's gonna be playing stuff like that. Or like Tomodachi Life, yeah. I mean, maybe she would have played that game, but not really. Tomodachi Life had like a really big following with like young adults at the time that it came out. Not kids, but like young adults that can understand the humor a bit more. So yeah. And yeah, Metroid's an old franchise too. So yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, just like for me, it's same thing. I had like mixed. That was okay for me. It was like, all right, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, you know, like it's great. I mean, there has to be a Mario or Zelda game announced for people to say, oh my gosh, it's like the greatest thing ever. You know, like if there's no Mario or Zelda, then the more I wouldn't say casual, but the more general Nintendo fans are probably gonna be like, you know, or unless they show off like a bunch of like, you know, stuff that's like, I don't know, it's like AAA type stuff, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. The digital download thing, they actually explained it completely. If you go on the website, Sis, it explains it exactly what it is. It's essentially a little bit of a different way how it's already done, you know. It's essentially that. So it just makes it easier for the person to not have to sign into the other Switch to play the game. Like, you can just play it, you know. You don't have to worry about being signed in and then it's saying, oh, it's on a different system, and then syncing it. It'll have its own profile on there. So that's, just think of it that way. It's actually not too difficult once you just read it bit by bit. All right, let's see here. Carbon Shinobi, what's up, Carbon Shinobi? Jay Robinson, what's up, man? Welcome. Metro was pretty cool. I thought Nintendo Today app, pretty much it for me. Yeah. Do you think it's worth buying the 3Ds and modding it today? I don't know what 3Ds are, Anthony. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, 3D. Okay, 3DS. You didn't capitalize the S. Sure, if you want to. There are people who grew up playing Tomodachi Life too, apparently. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's probably some young kids that grew up playing it as well. But I see a lot of like late 20s, early 30s, even 40s people saying, "Oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me." You know. Shout outs to Sir Nathan with the $1.99. Thank you so much, Sir Nathan, with the first dono on JoJo Friday. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. 2 on the board as well. Bean Queen is here. What up, Bean Queen? Shout outs to Sir Nathan. Anybody does a $1.99 or more, you can type or pass it, Mr. Sir Nathan on the board. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. What do you think the first game they're going to open the direct with? The brand new IP? Dude, I have no idea, Chrono Rig. I mean, there's no point in even trying to guess what game they're going to open up the next direct. Nobody knows, and just guessing is irrelevant. I mean, I guess it's easy to say Mario Kart, like, but I don't know. I can give you some type of random guess, but it's irrelevant. I mean, nobody knows, and so I'll just say Mario Kart, because they already announced Mario Kart, so I'll just say Mario Kart. But I have no idea, dude. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Will McG? Welcome. I'm doing good. How are you? Chilling and came back for a gym about an hour. Okay, you're talking to Vatset. Hey, what's up, Vatset? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs, man. Welcome. How you doing today? It was a good direct for Tomodachi Life fan for sure. Personally, wasn't for me, but I'm happy for the fans. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm happy for the fans. I'll have to play Tomodachi Life because people talk about it as if it's like the greatest thing ever. Like they're putting it like on Animal Crossing levels or something like that. So I'm going to have to check it out now at this point. It's not for me, but I'm definitely going to have to check out the game because people are swearing by this game to be the greatest thing ever, you know? People apparently still play Tomodachi Life to this day. So from the 3DS, what's up, Sortable Sub? Says not staying for too long, just saying hi. Anything I missed, just watch the archive like I usually. Thank you so much, Sortable Sub. Appreciate you coming out at least. Let's see here. Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, Rhythm Heaven is a little bit more my style over Tomodachi Life. I like Rhythm Heaven a bit more. So we'll see how I feel about both games when they come out in 2026. Oh, man. Let's see here. No, I have not gotten to the Xenoblade Chronicles X epilogue yet. The game just came out. How would I be there already? Let's see here. It will be Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, I doubt they'll open up I doubt they'll open it up with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Let's see. It could be called Mario Kart 10 if you ask me. All those downloads plus it being a Wii U port was 9. No, it's Mario Kart. No, it's not Mario Kart 10. It's Mario Kart 8. then the next one would be Mario Kart 9. So no, how would it be 10? The game is still Mario Kart 8. DLC doesn't make a game the next game. That doesn't make any sense. Let's see here. They're probably gonna open with Miyamoto karate chopping the Switch 1. Miyamoto karate chopping the Switch 1. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I would sign up for that. That would be a good opening. Shout outs to No. What's up, Rescue Squad? What is good? Mario Kart Tour could be Mario Kart 9. It could be, but one thing that we noticed, and we say this all the time when people, because the inevitable Mario Kart Tour is Mario Kart 9. Mario Kart Tour does not have the motif in the title theme. It really has no title theme. So that makes me think that Nintendo does not consider Mario Kart Tour an actual numbered Mario Kart game, because there is no motif of the and we went through all of this. So yeah. DeAndre with the $2.09 says, I started writing down games from the direct so I don't forget them. That Everybody Golf game, Write Down the Story of Seasons, all caught my interest. Yeah, the Everybody Golf game and the Patapon 1 and 2 has sent PlayStation and Xbox fans into a war. Can you believe that? PlayStation and Xbox fans, the psychos of course, are now battling over Sony going third party because now we have 3 PlayStation games in the span of a year and some odd months, right? Or about a year from Freedom Wars last year, or Freedom Wars earlier this year. But now we have 3 PlayStation games on a rival platform, right? On the Nintendo Switch, in a pretty quick succession. So people are thinking Gravity Rush next. I talked about that as well. So yeah. But now PlayStation and Xbox fans are arguing over it, which is funny. But yeah, the Everybody Golf game, that's Hot Shots Golf, right? Everybody Golf or Everybody Hot Shots or whatever. From what I remember, I don't remember playing it, but I do remember, I don't remember playing the game in terms of like the gameplay and stuff, but I remember people liking it. How about that? And I might have played it at some point, but I can't recall if I played it like at like mom and pop type of store or whatever the case is. But either way, yeah, that's a very interesting game to bring over, and Patapon as well, you know. But I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Sony has no reason to hold on to these IPs as if they mean something, because they don't, especially after Japan Studio went under. Japan Studio is best fit, their games are best fit for a Nintendo platform anyway, so why don't you just turn a lot of the Japan Studios games into essentially multi-platform games? Since you got rid of the studio anyway, you don't value them, you don't value their IPs, so why not, you know, make those games multi-plat? If you got rid of the studio and you don't value the IPs, it makes no sense to just to hoard them in the sense of maybe one of these days it becomes a big IP. It's not. Sony does not care. So why not? You know, to me, it doesn't mean that Sony's like going to start putting everything on Switch. Obviously not. But it does show that, hey, look, why let these IPs die when you can actually make some money off them, and you can let somebody else do the publishing and take care of distribution while you're at it. Thank you, DeAndre, with the $2.09. You are now the Hokage. And Stream Ninja, anybody does 209 or more, you can tie up or pass up Mr. DeAndre on the board. Thank you. Remember, get your music requests in if you drop a dono. And Jacob dressed back with the JOJO slaughtering the board. Let's go.
After 170 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I am finally about to finish that game. It's been several months, and I'm ready to beat it to get into XCX.
Okay.
Then I gotta go back and play Torna and then finally XC3.
Ooh.
It'll let you know how it went by 2035, haha.
I would play Torna right now. I would not wait to play Torna. I would play Torna because Torna's actually pretty short. You don't have to you can do everything if you want, but you don't have to. So I would go into Torna, get that beat. It's not super long, and then I would get into Xeno X if you want to go from there. But I would just get Torna because Torna's just not long, you know. Thank you so much, Mr. Jacob Dressback. You are now the Hokage Stream Ninja in the first JOJO, and I forgot to test the notifications, so we're gonna try it out here. Sorry, notifications aren't playing the way that they're supposed to play because I forgot to test them. Sorry. But shout outs, guys. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Let's go. Big JoJo from my man Jacob Dressback. That $10 and up for the JoJos tonight. Let's go. Big love, guys. Hey, what's up, Edwin Joshua? God bless, brother. God bless. Casual gaming corner. They should put the first 3 Little Big Planet multi-platform. Yeah, I think that Little Big Planet would probably be a good candidate as well in terms of it. I think Little Big Planet would sell millions on the Nintendo Switch, or Switch 2 or whatever. Like, yeah, I think if they just did Little Big Planet 1 and 2, you know, you don't even got to do 3. Just do 1 and 2, and then let somebody else handle like the servers and all that again. I think that would be that'd be pretty good. But I don't think they're gonna do Little Big Planet. I think Sony considers that potentially something that they can do in the future that would be like a system seller or kind of a system seller. So I don't see them doing something like that. Let's see, OJ, did you see Tomodachi Life tweet became Nintendo's most liked tweet, even passing Switch 2 reveal? I didn't see it passing Switch 2 reveal, but I did see that the Tomodachi Lifers came out to support it. I've seen a lot of negativity towards Metroid Prime 4 today, and it's disheartening as a Prime fan. As someone who's excited to watch the second trailer, makes me wonder about Prime as a series. I'm not sure where you're seeing a lot of negativity. I see a lot of people that are hyped for Metroid Prime 4, so I'm not sure where you're looking at, but I'm actually seeing the opposite. I do have, I know, Zoo Mongunzo, he hates it, but from what I've seen, a lot of people are excited for it. I know the content creators that I follow, Miss Click, she was hyped for it. Rob from Ruler 2 Review was hyped for it. Anytime that I post on it, people are hyped for it as well. People think it looks good graphically. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see here. What's up, Jay Guerrero? Welcome to the stream. Fair enough. I'll try not to do everything in Torna. Yeah, well, they make you kind of do a lot of stuff, but you don't have to do everything, you know? So yeah. Let's see, Metroid Prime 4, Switch 2 mouse controls. Yeah, maybe. It's funny how Xenoblade X and Prime 4 are looking to have the best graphics on the system just before we upgrade. I mean, that's usually how it works, though, for the most part, though, right? Atomic, it's like games at the end of the life of a system usually look way better than games at the beginning. So, for example, like even like Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube, right? That's one of the best looking games on the GameCube. That came out, I think, in 2005. So pretty much at the end of the GameCube or near the end of the GameCube's life. But there's more too, like, right? That's usually how it is. Final Fantasy VII remake on the PS4. The Last of Us Part 2 on the PS4. Like, obviously, The Last of Us Part 2 might be the best looking game on the system, right? So, yeah, like, that's just kind of how it works pretty much for every system. Near the end or right at the end, that's when the best looking games developers have really maximized and learned everything that they could possibly learn about the system by then. So yeah, they usually look good but run crappy. I'm not sure what games you're talking about, AO Trill, but no, that's definitely not true. Final Fantasy VII Remake didn't run crappy. Last of Us Part 2 didn't run crappy. Even the first time around, The Last of Us Part 1 didn't run crappy on the PS3. So no, Resident Evil 4 didn't run crappy either on the GameCube. So, no. Xenoblade X doesn't run crappy. Neither does, and Metroid Prime 4 looks like it's 60 frames. So, not sure about that. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Pro Joe? Yes, sir. Late night. Can't get anywhere in Xenoblade, so I stopped playing it. Which Xenoblade game are you talking about? I've heard people say that the trailer didn't show anything to attract new players. I don't think they have to show anything to attract new players. You know, I think that really this Metroid Prime is about for Metroid Prime fans. So if you're a big fan of Metroid Prime, or if you want to get into Metroid Prime, then this can be a good game to get into. But I think this is for the hardcore Metroid Prime fans that have been wanting something new now since 2007. That was the last big Metroid Prime like console game. Was Metroid Prime. So I don't really think it needs to attract a bunch of new people. I think this is just for the core fans that want a Metroid Prime game, and which is fine. Like if people, you know, new people don't want to try it out, that's okay too, you know. But I think it's for the hardcore fans, really, at the end of the day. So there's probably anywhere between 3 to 5 million hardcore Metroid Prime fans out there. So I think if it does that amount, sells that amount, that'd be good for that type of game. Let's see here. The new one, it's too hard. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles X is too hard. Xenoblade Chronicles X is not too hard. I don't know what you're talking about. Just want to say congrats on the continued success of this channel. Keep it up, bro. Thank you so much, Carbon Shinobi. I appreciate that. Thank you. Guys like you help make this a success, supporting the channel. I really do appreciate the super chats. Appreciate the donos, guys. It really does help me out, and I appreciate you coming through and talking, engaging, supporting, whatever the case is. You guys are awesome. So seriously, man, I love you guys so much, and thank you for coming out to the stream tonight. Let's go. Let's hit a combo breaker for this man. Let's go. And also, let's hit an overclock as well, as we've passed up the first 15-minute extension. Let's go. Overclock boys.
Overclock Buster!
Yes, sir. We appreciate that over here. Let's go. Well, can't get anywhere and I keep getting my butt kicked. So here's the thing, sis. You got to be higher than the level of the thing that you're fighting, or you need to be, you know, higher than it. So what I need you to do is to go beat up enemies that are weaker than you, and then go back to the place where you're getting beat. So there's levels by the name, or by your, like, you know, you can see your level. So then just make sure that your level is higher, and then just upgrade your stats, upgrade your abilities and your stats, and you'll be fine. But the game isn't hard. I mean, if you just started playing, you're at the beginning. So just go level up a little bit, and then just go actually, like, upgrade your stuff. Go upgrade your gear, go get new weapons. Weapon drops all the time, and you shouldn't have a problem at all. You're probably also not playing right. So you need to learn how to stagger the enemy, right? Stagger the enemy, topple them, you know, go behind them, do the different type of stuff, like get extra damage from going behind them or the side. So pay attention to the hints and the tips that they're telling you how to play the game. I think that you're just trying to go in guns blazing and you're not really understanding how to play. But the game's not hard. No, you're just probably ignoring almost everything that the game is telling you. And you're trying to fight enemies that are probably much harder or much bigger and stronger than you are. So level up. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Commander DMB? Welcome. What's up, Yusified? Shoutouts. Let's see here. Hard. It took me 2 days to figure out the triggers, the jump button. Yeah, they tell you the controls on the screen, like or like if you go to the controls, they'll tell you what every button does. So you guys got to use the tools that are in the game too, as well, right? So yeah. Let's see here. Xeno 3 is more complex in some ways than Xeno X. Xeno X is really complex, but in some ways, Xeno 3 can be far more complex than Xeno X. So Xeno X did take me a while to understand the combat as well. I thought I was going in guns blazing. Was the entire purpose of the game? No. Xenoblade has never been a go in guns blazing. That's not it. What Xenoblade is about strategic positioning and timely battles. Soul voices and Xeno X soul voices are so important. You can't just mash out all your attacks, then you won't be able to do one. I mean, they have quick recast now, which is definitely good, but you've got to time it perfectly. You've got to strategically get into position. You've got to know when to potentially do your auras and other things. Xenoblade's never been about guns blazing, unless you're trolling me right now. I'm guessing you're trolling me right now. I think I'm being trolled, so yeah. Let's see here, but it's all good. Let's see here. Xeno 2's goated. Xeno 2's great. It's hard for me to put Xeno 2 over Xeno X now. I think this new version, now I could put Xeno 2 over Xeno X on the Wii U, because the Wii U situation, there's some different issues, but this definitive edition is so well polished and well done and runs good and all that, and there's so many good things about it gameplay wise that makes it superior, in my opinion. Like I said, just to play, not necessarily maybe in complexity or depth, but man, it's hard for me to put Xeno 2 over it. I think Xeno X is rising fast. The original Xeno X, sure, but this one, this definitive edition, this one's rising up my favorite Xenoblade games, man. It really is. It's fantastic. Xeno X definitive edition is absolutely incredible. It's very, very well done. The quick recast is a game changer for the game. It makes the battles faster paced. It makes them more exhilarating. Obviously the scales are incredible too, right? We already know about that, but the mission structure and really just doing the side quests in this game gets you more depth of the characters and overall. Like, I think I didn't do all the affinity missions the first time. I'm doing everything now this time, and it's great. The online play is awesome as well. It's passive online combined with actual cooperative online. It's very well integrated. Xeno X is fantastic. It runs good. It looks incredible. Some of the best art design in the series. I mean, Xeno 2 looks incredible too, but Xeno X runs better and looks incredible. So yeah, man, I'm really enjoying Xeno X. It's fantastic. Yeah, exactly. The online feels more lively than ever. There's tons of people playing the game. You know, the online is just more people are connected to online compared to the Wii U. There's just a lot of things that you can say that Xeno X, just like I said, not the original game, but the actual, this one, Xeno X Definitive Edition, why it's better than a lot of the games. I can see why now, man. Like, it's fantastic. Like, the original game, not so much. The original game's still good. I love it. But this new version, oh man, it's really good. So yeah. How do you play online with other people? It's not working for me. I see a notification people are joining my squad, but I never see them join. So that's the passive online multiplayer, Kevin. If you actually want to go online and play with people, you have to go to the Blade console inside go to the Blade headquarters, then go to the back. And then from there, you can actually join someone's game if you want to join a random game. The game has passive multiplayer, so it's squads. What you do is open up your mission, click the R3 button, and then use the ZR and scroll over to the squads, and then you'll see what missions that you have. You can even track those if you want. And then it'll be like, defeat this many enemies, collect this many resources, and that's the passive multiplayer built in. But if you actually want to play online with someone, that's in a separate thing. That's cooperative where you can do missions. That's not in your general regular game. So keep that in mind. You can't play with people in the single player experience. The actual playing with other people is a separate thing where you do missions specifically built for online cooperative multiplayer. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. No, man, I don't deal with any more hate than anybody else, Edwin. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. What's up, Minato Mario? Welcome. What's up, Anthony? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs. I'm telling you, Xenoblade 2 Definitive Edition would be so nice for that game. Xenoblade 2 needs a Definitive Edition. Like, I can see Monolith Soft touching that game up. If they're not already doing it, I can absolutely see them touching that game up and it coming out as Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch Edition, or Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Like, I can absolutely see that with all the patches, everything included, the Torna included, all of that. And that would be really good. And then all of a sudden people would be like, okay, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the best game in the series. If we get a Xeno 3 Definitive, oh no, that's the best game of the series. Like, I think that this was Monolith Soft's first crack at actually remastering a current modern Xenoblade game, right? Nothing from the past, like old. So, yeah, like an HD Xeno game, right? Arkham's Grim with the $4.99. Thank you so much, Arkham's Grim. Just sliding through, showing some love since I can't catch you live. I watch a lot of your lives afterwards. Thank you so much, Arkham's Grim. Appreciate the $5 dono. We're getting close to that 30-minute extension, boys and girls. Let's have a long stream tonight. I'm feeling it. Really feeling the long stream tonight. Let's do it. Almost at the next extension of 30 minutes. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. Salutes, brother. I appreciate you. And thank you for watching my lives later as well. Funny thing is, you can be fighting the enemy similar to your level, and then some random overpowered monster enters the fight and wipes you and your team out in one attack. Yeah, you got to be aware of your surroundings before you engage in an attack, before you start fighting. So yeah. Also, another thing is that some of you guys don't notice, but you got to remember, if you look at your attacks with Xenoblade X, some of the attacks have AoE, or some of the attacks like hit in like a straight line in front of you. So one of the big monsters might pass right by, but certain attacks, like Elma's attacks, like some of the gun attacks, will just be like, brr, brr. She just starts firing all over, and it'll hit enemies around you, and sometimes it does attract aggro from enemies that are passing by and stuff. So you got to be careful about what attacks you're doing, what attacks you're doing and when you're doing them, because I noticed that a lot. Like, I'm starting to notice a lot of things that I didn't notice when I first started playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like, oh, okay, be careful about the AoE attacks, be careful about the area attacks. Some attacks are just, single enemy, but there are a number of attacks that are area or in a direction that you're facing, and that could trigger another, another enemy coming by that was just running by, right? And then you just clipped it with the bullet or something like that, So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see, how's it going, man? Are you preaching the truth? Yes, I am preaching the truth, wise guy. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Nintendo Switch 2 on February 2nd. There you go. X is definitely right behind 2, only because my first Xeno game. Yeah, I mean, I don't really do it by, I don't have any type of like it's my first like emotional attachment to Xenoblade games in that type of way. I'm just judging it on the games. My first Xeno game obviously was Xenoblade X. That doesn't mean it's better than something else because it's my first game. It's not like it's not like a person or something like that. It's just a game. So yes, I mean, I do have special places in my heart for certain games, but I try not to get emotionally attached to a game to the point to where I think it's my favorite, despite it not being better than another game in the series and all that. So that's just me. Like I said, it's hard. Chrono Trigger would be like one of those games where I think, man, do I have like an emotion? Like, is it really like I like it so much just because I played it back then? And it's like no, Chrono Trigger is actually still incredibly goated. I streamed it, and a lot of you guys were saying, well, this was a while ago, but when I streamed it, you guys were saying, this is cool. This game still has a lot of cool modern stuff. you know. So I try not to do that myself, but I mean, it's hard, right? Nostalgia, you know, when you play first game, like it can mean a lot to you. So I get that, but I'm just simply rating it based off of what I'm playing right now and how good the game is, you know. It'll be hard for any Xeno game to take the Xenoblade 3 place. Put 350 hours into the game, still love it. It's my first time playing. Yeah, it's great. Xeno 3 is awesome, you know, but I'm just trying to judge it by each one, you know. So yeah. I don't know if Xeno X is better than 3 for me. I have to actually wait and beat the game. You know, I got to beat the game before I say one's better than the other or anything like that. Let me beat X first, and then I can tell you if it's better than 2, 100%, or better than 3, or better than this and that. Haven't beat it yet, so let me beat it. I beat the original Wii U game, but the Xeno X on the Switch is way better. So I'm gonna have to play through, beat it, and then I can give an informed opinion. You know. So yeah. Picking a favorite Xeno is the game. It's very tough. It's very difficult. They're all really good at the end of the day, you know. So yeah. So I got to chapter 8 on 2, but now on to X. Then I'll go back to the trilogy. Oh man, I wouldn't do that, but I guess it's fine. You might as well at this point, right? You might never get back to that trilogy doing that. We are less than 5 days away from Mario Kart 9 official rule. Yes, sir. Hey, what's up, buddy? Yes, the redesigned faces, the hair, everything. Digital Foundry did a tech breakdown. I actually covered it in today's video on the channel, so if you guys want to check that out, you can. But Digital Foundry did a tech breakdown. I went over it. They kind of did the impossible that nobody thought could do when it comes to open world games, outside of, I guess, Zelda or whatever. But this is an open world, like, JRPG. I mean, you don't really see games like this on the Switch, so if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I mean, I think it's a pretty dope video. I'll leave a link for you guys can put in your watch later if you haven't seen it. But that was the video for today. Digital Foundry, like I said, did the tech analysis on it, you know, and it's solid, man. It's a really well done, you know, well done game in terms of when it comes to the technical aspects of it. It's very well done too. Let's see here. Would you rank the top 3 reveals from the direct, OJ? The top 3 reveals from this direct? The top 3 reveals were probably Metroid Prime 4. I think the Ride Out game for me was really cool, even though I kind of knew it was coming, but that's what I'm looking forward to playing. And then, you know, Rhythm Heaven or like Tomodachi, you know, those were also good reveals as well, objectively speaking, because, you know, it's been a while before we gotten those. But for me, Metroid Prime 4, just seeing the psychic powers in the game was dope. And then, of course, yeah, the Ride Out game, you know, that's a classic PS2 game. They've updated it so much. I went back and watched some of the original game on the PS2. That game looks crusty as hell. That game looks so crusty. I can't wait, like, to play that game on the PS5, you know, or Nintendo Switch 2. If there's a Switch 2 version of the game, I'll probably want to play it on there. But they've got some really cool battle. It's like Xeno in a little bit of a ways. It's kind of like Xeno. It's kind of like Atelier, Yumiya. It's kind of got a little bit of that before those games even came out. So, yeah. The Ride Out game looks really good. Let's see, that weird Pac-Man game kind of looked interesting. Yeah, that weird Pac-Man looked pretty cool. I think I might check that game out. So yeah, I think I might check it out. Who's your favorite squad mate in Xenoblade X? Tatsu, right? No. Scar with the $2.
I like it! What they came here for! Dancing backs!
Let's go, Scar with the $2. Aussie. Well, Aussie dollars. Hey, OJ, did you see the Zelda movie announcement? Yes, I covered it in today's video. Yeah, I saw it. So a couple years from now, March, it's coming out. 2 years from now in March, we'll have the new movie. So that's pretty cool. Thank you so much for the $2 dono. Appreciate that. Zelda movie would be crazy. Would be crazy. The Zelda movie, it's coming. It's coming in 2 years. It's confirmed. So are you saying that it's going to be crazy? Because you're right. That statement almost sounds like as if you don't think, you don't know if it's real or not, or you're hoping that it would happen, but it's already been confirmed. So, all right, let's see. I like how it's just being labeled as that weird Pac-Man game now. I can't remember the name. I don't remember the name either. Shadow Labyrinth, or I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, the weird Pac-Man game. The weird. I don't know what that is. I don't know how. Bandai Namco's just trying anything at this point with Pac-Man. That's crazy. Nintendo today replaces Twitter. I don't know if Nintendo today will ever replace Twitter. Twitter's like grown into its own beast at this point. Oh man, Shadow Labyrinth. Wow, I got the name right. That's crazy. I just thought maybe that was what the name was. Shadow Labyrinth. It's just it's like if you put Chat GPT to give you a name for like a dungeon crawling game, that would be the name for it. Shadow Labyrinth. Chat GPT, give me a cool dungeon crawling name. Shadow Labyrinth, because of this, and this. So, hey, look, it is what it is. Let's see. The Secret Levels episode of Shadow Labyrinth was fun. I haven't even watched that yet. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Switch 2 info in just a bit. I'm just kind of getting through what people are saying here, guys. Don't worry. Relax. All right, don't worry. You got a long stream tonight. Also, Edwin says Chrono Trigger was such a good game for me back when I was a kid in the 90s. I wrote a fan novel over it, and I named it Chrono Trigger: The Search of Shala. Yeah, that's a pretty cool name. That's a pretty cool name, man. How did you feel about the new Legends gameplay reveal? The new Legends gameplay reveal. I thought it was okay. I talked about that in my video today, or my video yesterday. Or was it today? I think it was. No, it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I talked about it in my video yesterday. I thought it was okay. I like the night battles. I like the sneak attacks that's going there. I do want to see a little bit more variety in what they're going to show within the environments. I mean, all they've shown is just some of those areas. I want to see what else they're going to do within the city parts. So maybe that'll be revealed for later. I'm guessing Nintendo's actually going to show off Pokemon Legends EA multiple times. But I think the biggest thing that this trailer showed was the fact that it didn't lag or glitch out like as much as as much as what people were saying with the first trailer. Oh, there's frame rate drops. This one looked pretty smooth, so it looks like this one's a little bit better in terms of optimization overall. So if we get this game, and yeah, graphics are not good, but if the frame rate is solid, set, steady, then that'll be a win. That'll be an improvement over Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You know, that'd be a big improvement over that game. So, which I figured that could be the case, also going off of Pokemon Legends Arceus. So yeah. No, it's all good. I briefly mentioned it. It was like a small snippet. I don't even remember if it was today's video or if it was yesterday's video. I'll be honest, I barely remember if I talked about it, but I know I did though recently. Let's see here. It's interesting that they haven't really shown one or seemingly core concept or Legends, the city reconstruction. Yeah, I mean, the game doesn't come out till the end of the year, so there's plenty of time to show more of it, and it looks like they're going to be showing more. So, I mean, I don't think they have to show everything right now. The game's not till late this year, so there's going to be plenty more opportunities to have trailers or other things or whatever the case is. So I'm actually not too worried about that, just because, yeah, like I said, the game doesn't come out till later this year. So yeah. What's up, Iggy? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Big love. Shout outs. Anthony Smith, what's up, Anthony? Hey OJ, do you think Nintendo will make the app the same, the app reason same as they make Nintendo Direct? I don't know what that means. Hyo, can you explain that a little bit further? I don't know how I feel about the entire game being Luminois City. Seems small to me. Well, I mean, they haven't showed all parts of the city, so I think it'll probably open up. There'll be more to it. So I don't think it's gonna be like, oh man, there's nowhere to go. I think there's gonna be plenty of areas. Doing good. 3-day weekend. Finally play some Xenoblade X. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's see. These Pokemon graphics are unacceptable. Unacceptable. He's not gonna play it. Not gonna get that Pokemon bump. Not gonna get that Pokemon bump. I'm gonna play the hell out of ZA. I think I'm gonna enjoy the game. From what I've seen so far, the nighttime ranking battle stuff, the sneak attacks, like the real-time gameplay. It looks like it's gonna be a nice change up. It looks like they're doing something different, which is good. But yeah, like I said, I don't think it's going to be like, oh my god, the best game ever or anything, but I do think it's going to be fun to play. The funny thing is that if the graphics were better, people would be saying the exact opposite. It's not even based on gameplay, it's just based on graphics. Like, if the graphics were good, people were like, oh my god, the game looks great, this is the best thing ever. I'm just simply judging it right now based on what I think I'll like about the gameplay, you know? Let's see here. If you feel Luminous, is it Lumois or Luminous? I forgot exactly how to say it. It's small. Never play a Yakuza game. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty much just the graphics. Doesn't need to be a huge map. Sometimes less is better. I don't think the map is going to be massive. I don't think the map is going to be small though. Like, I don't think it's going to be like, oh man, there's nowhere to go, or I think it's just going to be a good normal size. Like, and it's really going to emphasize the action RPG battles and all of that. Now, some people might not like the setting. Now, if you don't like the setting of being inside of a city or whatever, then that's fine too. You know, like, that structure is not going to be for everyone. You know. Let's see. Have they announced how long Wednesday Switch 2 Direct is going to be? No, they haven't. The gameplay looks more Legends Arceus, so that's fine to me. Well, it's a Legends game, Atomic Toaster. So yeah, it's going to play like Legends Arceus because it's a Legends game. You know. So yeah. I do like the tournament idea. I want to see what gimmicks they will go for and carry some SV vibes going forward. Yeah, I mean, I want to see what else they do with that. But, you know, like I said, I'm a bit happy. Like I said, not happy with the graphics. The graphics don't look good. but they're okay, they're whatever. But it's more like the environments. The character models are fine. The character models and the Pokemon models are fine. It's really just more the environment. But I want to see what they do with the gameplay. I think the gameplay is going to be fun. So yeah. Says that part, the city thing seems hella small. Well, like I said, they haven't shown the rest of it, so it's hard to say that it seems small when they haven't actually shown everything. You know, that's the problem that I have, is like, let's actually let them show the whole game and show more of it, and then we can say if it's small or not, or whatever the case is. Like, we don't know. I mean, at this point, or even if you look at it, like, let's say a Pokemon Sword and Shield, that was like a hub area with connected areas. You know, I don't know if that city is going to be bigger than the hub world of Pokemon Sword and Shield with the other route areas that they have. I don't know about that, so we got to wait and see for them to actually show a lot more. They've just focused on the battles and just a little bit of the city. They haven't shown everything. So once we actually get more, and we actually give us more of a scope of how all the different locations we can go to and stuff within the city, then I can be like, all right, okay, yeah, it seems small or not. But right now they haven't shown anything. They haven't really shown much of the city. They really focused on the battles. That's really what they focused on at this point. They haven't focused on anything else, or exploration, or some of the other stuff that you can do, or different locations in there. They haven't even talked about that at all. So once they actually talk about that, then I can say it's this or that, but they haven't. People are just equating city. Oh, what city? That's not as big as being outside, you know? So I gotta wait and see. We'll see if it's too big or too small or whatever the case is once they actually show more. Let's see here. But it's all good. All right, let's see if we can get into the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. I think it's about time. We're 40 minutes into the stream. So apparently there's some new rumors going around. First, let's start with pre-orders. Pre-orders, there can be two possible dates for pre-orders. One is the theory one is pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 start at April 2nd, right after the show ends. That is similar, or that's similar. That is exactly how Nintendo Switch 1 is. So I would say April 2nd, if you're at work, have your smartphones ready. Remember, this is at 6 a.m. Last time at the Switch presentation, it was at night. It was morning Japanese time. It was night, so most people were able to go on there and pre-order because they were home from work, okay? The fact that it's in the morning might suggest that the second date that Insider Gaming got, April 9th, is correct. Because will Nintendo try to do it during the madhouse of people being at work? Not so sure. April 9th is a Wednesday. That is the following Wednesday pre-orders would be available, so people can get information and everything about that. So be ready for two separate dates. Now that could change as of Wednesday, but you know, Nintendo could announce the dates for pre-orders whenever. But right now it's looking like maybe April 2nd or April 9th. So if you have to make any adjustments right now, make adjustments right now at this point when it comes to work or having a cell phone or taking a break or whatever the case is. I'm leaning more towards April 2nd. Because it makes sense to have pre-orders available, like the Switch 1. I'm always going to lean towards maybe something that's been done before, and that seems more like, okay, that makes sense compared to just like a random rumor. But once again, we'll see. We've got two sources, Wario64 and Insider Gaming, saying that it's not April 2nd, it's going to be April 9th, or, well, Wario said a different date, not April 2nd. Insider Gaming says April 9th. A large retailer told him that. So we'll see. We will see with that. Let's see here. I almost feel like these people don't understand how big a city can be. Yeah, because they haven't shown it, so they're just going based off of what they show. But if there's one thing that I've noticed when it comes to gaming, because I've been covering gaming for a very long time, is that oftentimes developers will go things progressively, and a lot of fans will just comment on what they first see, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But once again, like, from what the overview of the city was, from what they showed, like, on the actual page where there's all these different locations, clearly they have not shown us anywhere. They've shown us literally almost nothing of the game. So in terms of the environments, so yeah, or more like all of the city, more like that. Let's see here. So yeah, that's that. I've got my payment info set up on every retailer site, so so ready for both days. Yeah, that's one good way, Dash, of getting everything ready. So Target, Best Buy, have it be signed in. That's a good tip. Have it be signed in and ready. Have it on your cell phone. Use one browser and have all your data on that browser. Obviously, lock down your guys, secure your information and secure your phone and all that. But have all that ready to go. have your payment stuff, have everything that you want to do ready to go, so you don't have to fumble around with it. You know, you can just have it locked in. I suggest not doing PayPal options with that, because PayPal, usually you do like a 2-step authentication. It's going to take you longer to go there than get that set up. So have a credit card. A credit card is the easiest way, just to have that ready to go. You know, you just, you know, punch it in and everything's good, or have it locked in and signed up. And then if you're worried about, obviously, your information, you can delete it right after that. But just having it set up beforehand is a good idea, you know? Yeah, Apple Pay, whatever the case is, right? Have all that set up, ready to go. All right. What's up, Nen123? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs, man. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, sometimes the apps work better than the actual website. Sometimes the apps work better, sometimes the websites work better. It really depends. It's crazy how that is, man, you know? I know, what a time to be alive, man, seriously. Buying the Switch 2 in Bitcoin? Hey, have at it. Buy it in whatever way you want to buy it. So, yeah. Dreamcast. Let's see. I think they're gonna any games up for pre-order the same day. Usually, game pre-orders and system pre-orders go up hand in hand. Yeah, usually. You were able to pre-order The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or any other game that day as well. Let me get some comments over from Twitter. Exactly, it's all audience. I'll buy the game anyway. It doesn't have to be perfect or a graphic masterpiece. Place bets on how much this price is, $4.49 or $4.99. You gave two options. Why did you only give two options? It's very likely that it's $3.99. I'm not sure why you're saying $4.49 or $4.99. You should probably do $3.99 or $4.49. I don't think it's going to go up to 500, so I think that's a bad option. So it's either going to be $3.99 or $4.50. I think it's going to be $3.99. I doubt it'd go up to 500. We've seen the Pokemon drama before, and the game will still sells. There's not really the drama with Pokemon. It's not really like a lot of. It's just the same people saying the same thing every single time that something happens. It's not the general consumer that enjoys Pokemon, which I'm working on a game. I'm working on a video about that. But it's really just the same people that say the same thing every single time. So it seems like it's a lot more than what it is. But yeah, it's just the same people that don't like it, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. But yeah, like obviously the people that like Pokemon are not going to go online and say no. Like you're gonna have some, but most are just gonna buy the game. They don't give a damn what some content creator says that they don't like the game. Who cares? Like they don't know you, you don't know them, you know, like it doesn't matter. You buy whatever the hell you want. At the end of the day, you buy whatever the hell that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of content creators that say don't buy this or don't support this, they buy stupid stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like they buy dumb stuff, they support stupid people, they do a bunch of dumb things too. Everybody has their things that they like and dislike. So I always find it interesting when people try to rally some type of cause for something like don't buy this, or it's like, dude, just buy whatever you want. But I can point out not a million, but I can point out a bunch of things that people say don't buy this, and I'm like, well, you buy this, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you support this. Like, so I always think it's funny whenever people try to rally cause. It's like, bro, nobody cares. Like, people are gonna buy whatever they want to buy. Like, if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have, and everyone's allowed to talk about it any type of way that they want. But I just find it's always funny, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. Has Wario revealed any potential price, OJ? No, Wario wouldn't reveal a potential price. Why would he reveal a price? Buys NBA or COD every year. Pokemon's the best example. Boycott the game. Anyways, I bought the game. I don't know if that's the same thing with some people. I mean, it could be, but all I'm saying is that to me at this point it doesn't matter, right? Kevin with the $2 holla, DK Donkey Kong. Let's go. Shout outs for the $2. I really thought the one last thing Fire Emblem 4. I hope we see 5 days of Switch 2 Direct can get any music from Radiant History. Yeah, I thought it was too, man. I was really hoping for that one last thing. I do, man. I was right there with you. Unfortunately, did not happen. Thank you for the $2, Mr. Kevin. We are up to 28 on the board. We are 2 away from that 30-minute extension. Let's go. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Shout outs to Makoto as well. Thank you. Big love to Big Kevin. Let's get this Radiant Historia. All right. Thank you so much. Let's see. To be honest, the Pokemon games sometimes run badly or look ugly in some aspects, but at the end of the day, the games are fun. Yeah, I agree. That's my opinion as well. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is literally the worst running Pokemon game I've ever played. Like, I've never played a Pokemon game that ran that bad. Like, it really, and it's one of the, obviously the graphics wise, well, it's like good and bad. Like, the character models are okay, or is okay. The Pokemon models are okay. But obviously, like, the open world is not okay. But it's still one of the most fun, it's like the most fun that I've had with the Pokemon single player campaign since the Pokemon, like, DS days. Like, so, it's so funny, man. It's such a like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde experience with that game. Like, at some points I hated it. If you go into water at all, like any water areas, the worst, like unforgivable. But then if you just like play some other areas, it's like, oh, that's fine. And then like you go to area 0 and you're like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is like so good. Like the Pokemon in there, the music, the vibe, how you're going down and kind of spiraling into like this area. The last part with Professor, well, I don't want to spoil it, but the last parts with some of the stuff that happens there, the story with Arvin, it's really good. It's like actually engaging. So yeah. When Pokemon is maxed out, it's so much fun to run around the map. Yeah. Game Freak is not passing the torch to Monolith Soft. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. They're not passing any torch. And if you worked for Game Freak, you wouldn't be saying that either. They're not passing any torch. That's not happening, man. I know people say that all the time, but it's not happening. Game Freak can't make a Pokemon game. And the reason why Game Freak, or sorry, yeah, they can't make a Pokemon game either. No, Monolith Soft can't make a Pokemon game. The reason why Monolith Soft can't make a Pokemon game, because Monolith Soft does not have the experience making competitive multiplayer games. They don't have the experience balancing competitive multiplayer games. Actually, all the Xenoblade games are all incredibly unbalanced with skills, and you can break them quite easily. So they have no experience doing that. They have no experience creating a bunch of different Pokemon. They have no experience doing any of that. All people are saying that for is simply because of graphics. There is no, outside, they're not talking about all the other aspects that go into the competitive aspect, the how you have to play, the distribution, how you run events. It's literally only because of graphics. And people forget that there's so many other things to a Pokemon game than graphics, and it's always funny. But literally, that's the only reason why people are saying that. Monolith Soft does not make that. They focus on single player, narrative driven, or single player RPGs. They don't do competitive multiplayer like that. They've made one multiplayer game, and it's a very passive multiplayer with no competitive, you know? So they've made one online multiplayer game. Shout outs to 7Dio with the $1.99. It says, sup OJ, Trails music please. Hope you get it. I'm doing fantastic, man. Thank you so much, Mr. 7Dio. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. And now we are at the 30-minute extension. Here we go. Shout outs. Thank you so much, man. Overclock 30 minutes extra.
Overclock Buster.
Appreciate that, guys. I don't know why it should have played the sound, but it didn't. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. I don't know why it's not working tonight. Let's continue on here with this Radiant Historia. Then the next track up is wait, what is the next track? Yeah, Trails music. There we go. Trails music is the next track up. Let's go. I was about to say that Monolith is known for having very bad balancing. Look at Rex and Xeno 3D. Exactly. Rex literally just spins and just bodies everything. I mean, and honestly, like, Mithra's busted in Xenoblade 2. Ouroboros is busted in Xenoblade 3. Shulk is busted in Xenoblade 1. Dunban is busted in Xenoblade 1. Like, it's just, they're not known for balancing. They're not known for competitive. Like, they're not known for that. They're known for single-player RPGs with gorgeous vistas and cool, fun single-player RPG battle systems. But yeah, that's that. Now, if they would have made a Xenoblade X competitive multiplayer game, like with different classes, and it was balanced well or balanced well enough, then I'd say, oh, maybe they can. But really, they're not known for that. But I mean, I guess they can co-develop the game. But like I said, when you add in Monolith Soft and you add in that type of thing, you're going to increase the development time substantially overall. And the Pokemon Company and Game Freak, they're just not going to do that. So it's just not feasible for them to be added in like that. On top of working on whatever else they're working on, you know, that they actually, where Nintendo actually needs their help, like 100% needs their help. So yeah, that's the problem, man. But I mean, I guess that's like the popular thing to say. If you say that, everyone just says yeah, and they agree with you, you know. But I'm thinking about it a little bit more critically. But yeah, they definitely, listen, Game Freak needs to get better for sure when it comes down to it. But there's other aspects to a game than graphics. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that people obviously just, they don't care. They just flies right over their head. So yeah. It would be crazy, but it might be the most unbalanced thing ever. Maybe they could make like a single player game, like a Pokemon Legends style of game. Maybe they could do something like that. Let's see, with all these DS games that have come, I pray Radiant Historia gets ported to Switch too. I think just like a remastered version of the game would be good. Trails, music. Yeah, I think it would be good. All right, here we go. Let's see, they literally boast Monolith stuff only when it fits their narrative. Many completely forget how many people roasted Monolith for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and even Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition in handheld mode. Yeah, I mean, those are a little bit more passable. They were under time constraints with those. So yeah. It says, Pokemon games aren't balanced either. They're far more balanced considering the fact that there's way more monsters, and Xenoblade, there's nowhere near as much like different entities fighting, and for the fact that Xenoblade is busted when there's only like a handful of characters compared to like hundreds of Pokemon, that tells me they would have trouble balancing if it needed to be that. If they were the sole lead on a Pokemon game, if they were the sole lead, which that would never happen. They'd be a support studio type of status. So yeah. But he said pass off the series. Like they're not gonna pass the series off to them. That's just, it's not gonna happen. Luis says with the $2 says, you think we will get Xenosaga 1, 2, 3 HD remastered? I hope so, but I don't know if we're gonna get it. I hope we get it, but I don't know if we're going to get it. It'd be nice. I would love for that to happen. I would love for that to happen, man. So yeah, Octo Expansion has Monolith soft imprint on it, so it's feasible at some Pokemon spinoff. Yeah, I think that some Pokemon spinoff they could, but once again, they would need, in order to create that type of world and that type of style, right, you need many, many, many years. You would need 4 to 5 years. Like, if you look at Xenoblade 1 was a 4+ year, very strenuous, crazy development. Xenoblade X, once again, 5 years, 4 or 5 years for that game as well. 5 years, actually, plus for that game. Xenoblade 2, not 5 years, more like 2 years or so, but once again, launched with a ton of issues as well. Xenoblade 3, 4 or 5 year development cycles, so they would need time if you really want them to build something incredible. They can't just be on it and all of a sudden the graphics are like 10 times better, you know. Let's see here. Game Freak just needs to hire a larger staff if they don't want to increase dev time. Yeah, they're not going to hire a bunch of like a ton more people either. I mean, even though they have been hiring a lot more people, the staff that makes the DS games, it's not the same small staff down at this point, or like the original Game Boy games. It's obviously way more people down at this point, but they're not going to hire like 1,000 people to work on a Pokemon game. Like they're just not going to do that. Let's see. I'll beat all the Xenoblades. Beat all the Xenoblades. Yes, all of them. One of these days. Correction. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Definitive Edition, not Xenoblade X. Oh, sorry. I remember MVG saying Spawncast is totally unacceptable for Monolith Soft. Many agree with them. Yeah, because it was basically based off of Digital Foundry, what they said about the remaster of the game. Edwin Joshua with the $20 double JoJo boys. Hey yo, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. So Stellar Blade is going to be quite a thing on PC. Nintendo will dominate this year, and so will all Asian games and companies. How do you feel about the East dominating the West these days? Do you feel they will take over? I don't think they're going to take over. I think that's going a little bit far, but I do enjoy more of the Asian or games from the East, Japan, more over than the Western games. But Assassin's Creed Shadows is not bad. I think that's a fun game. But yeah, I do more enjoy the Asian games and stuff, but I don't know about takeover. There's going to be, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out this year, so that's going to be big. There's going to be a new, there's a game called Claire Obscura Expedition 33, which is, the inspiration for the game is Final Fantasy and Lost Odyssey, 2 goated JRPGs. So I think there's the Western devs, they're going to have some stuff this year. I'm really looking forward to Claire Obscura. I think that could be the most lit Western made game since the original Mass Effect, the Mass Effect trilogy. For me at least, Western RPG. I mean, it's a JRPG, but you guys know what I mean, right? It's kind of hard to say that. But shout outs to Edwin Edwin Joshua with the $20. That is the top dono of the stream. Hey, yo. We're going to get you up on the board. Thank you so much. Edwin Joshua, appreciate it, man. Looking awesome as well. Let's go.
Valuable items.
And I will get that in just a bit. I cannot see it because I'm typing in Edwin Joshua's name. Thank you for the $20 dono. Hey, yo, you guys give Edwin some love. I'll play some Chrono Trigger music for you too, Edwin. Remind you of your awesome childhood, right? Thank you for the $20, Mr. Edwin Joshua. JoJo boys in the house. Let's play the notification as well. Friday, JoJo. Chrono Trigger, let's go. Oh my gosh, yo! And also, Aries, where did you pop out from, brother? Aries EMS with the 10 gifted members. Hey, yo. Thank you so much. Aries, my man is always supporting like crazy. Thank you so much, yo. Aries, man, this is a lot, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Aries. Always, you can email me if you want a bonus stream. I got you, brother. I got you for a game if you want something. You have supported a lot. Thank you so much, man. 72 on the board. We have broken through all of our limits. Let's go. Or not the limit break, but the combo breaker has been executed. And you guys know the 1 hour Noah and Mio in the house as well. Big love. Let's go. Flame clock cooked. Shout outs to everybody that got a membership. Luxus, Nick, Run Craze, Jeff Shadow, Isaiah Noah, Rafa Haynes, Elliot, Eddie, Julian, Marco, Brian. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to Aries EMS with the membership as well. Let's go. Shout outs to Aries. You guys give him some love. Aries, how you doing tonight, brother? Heard rumors about the new Castlevania. Hope it's true. There's been rumors about a new Castlevania for a while now, Luis. And I hope, yes, that is true. Anybody that's 10 or more gifts, you can tie up or pass up my man Aries on the board. I don't know. That'll be tough to do. Thank you for the big 10 gifted. That's crazy. And shout outs once again to Joshua as well with the JoJo. 3 JoJos for tonight, boys and girls. Let's go. Hopefully, I'm trying to keep up with everything and also comments as well. You guys are on one tonight. East games do more numbers, but there's always a balance. I think Western games sell more on the overall, but it depends, right? What we're talking about. So yeah. Hit up some Metaphor music. I got you, man. Metaphor music, I got you. Let me know. But yeah, you can always email me. My email's on my About page. Aries, if you want to do a bonus stream, I got you, brother. Seriously. So, Rebirth on PC. Ooh, how's the Rebirth on PC? It's pretty good. Maybe I should check out Rebirth again now that I got a PS5 Pro. Maybe I should check it out on PS5 Pro now. So how worried is everyone about RV Arad working on the Zelda movie? The guy's responsible for Madame Web and Morbius. I'm not really too... I don't blame bad movies all on one person. Like, if a movie's bad, it's usually a collection of people. So, Nintendo is the one who's doing this. So if the movie's bad, it's not going to be his fault. It's going to be Nintendo's fault, right? It's the people who are writing the checks fault, right? So I'm not blaming one guy for a movie being bad. I don't care about Madame Web. That has nothing to do with The Legend of Zelda, you know? Like, it's just like, for example, there's been people who have created a good movie, then people that have created bad movies, you know? So I don't ever blame one person for whatever. Like, Madame Web is bad because the writers are bad, or because Marvel, whoever decided to do that, that's bad. It's not just him. And if it was trash, then why are they going with him? Why is he getting hired, you know? So I'm never blaming one person for a movie being bad, you know? That's on Nintendo. If the movie sucks, that's Nintendo's fault. They're the ones who are cutting the check, you know? Like the old Mario movie, like, that movie sucks. That's nobody's fault but Nintendo's movie that the original Mario Bros. Movie's bad. It's nobody's fault but Nintendo's. It's not the director's fault or anybody, or the actor's fault. It's Nintendo's fault, you know? So yeah. I'd even blame Nintendo over Sony. Like, listen, it's Nintendo's IP. It's on you to make sure that the movie's good, or that the game is good. There's nobody else to blame but the person at the top. Too many times, a lot of people like to blame the workers, or like to blame the actors, or like to blame other people that aren't the ones who are making the ultimate decisions at the end of the day. And that's why workers get fired, and sometimes the big bosses stay in position of power, and they just relegate blame to other people, you know? if the movie sucks, it's Nintendo's fault. Pretty much start and stop. It's Nintendo's fault. Nintendo decided to go with that producer, Nintendo or that director. Nintendo decided to release the movie and not cancel it. Nintendo decided they're the ones who are greenlighting all this. So if it's bad, it's Nintendo's fault and nobody else's but Nintendo's fault. Now you can be pissed at somebody else and that's fine, but at the end of the day, whose IP is it? It's Nintendo's. And if they watch it, they can see it before we see it. If it sucks and they still allow it to come out, whose fault is that? That's Nintendo's fault. You know? So yeah. Sony's making it. The last minute they turn into a Horizon movie. Yeah, that might be a breach of contract. I do agree Nintendo would share the blame. Nintendo would be the large majority share of the blame would go to Nintendo. Like, I would say almost, I would say 99% of the blame. If something's bad, it's management's fault. Like 99.9% of the time. There's nobody else to blame but them. Like, unlike the Smash community, which can't take responsibility for freaking anything, Nintendo in the past has taken responsibility when things don't work out. They blame themselves. That's the difference. Me, I've taken responsibility. When something doesn't go my way or if something sucks and you guys tell me, I say, look, all right, my bad. Some people just don't like to learn how to take, they can't take accountability. They're not accountable for anything. Smash players would be number one. The Smash TOs would be, these guys will never take accountability for anything. Good thing is that if something doesn't work right, it's Nintendo's fault. They take accountability. The original Mario Bros. Movie, they didn't blame anybody else. They blamed themselves. You know? Nah, producer and director gets the blame. No, they don't. Who hired the producer and director? Who hired the producer and director? Who oversees it? Why would you hire somebody stupid? It'd be like hiring a murderer than getting mad when they murdered somebody. Like, wait a minute, you hired the murderer. Whose fault is that? Sure, it's his fault for murdering, but 99% of the blame is on you for hiring somebody who's a murderer. So if you hire someone that's a known murderer and you know they murdered people and they murdered someone, oh my gosh, it's their fault. No, it's your fault. You are the person who's dumb enough to hire the murderer. So, yeah, like, they didn't bully their way into the position. Nintendo hired them. They looked at their work before, they saw what was going on, and they said, we want to go with you. So it's Nintendo's fault. 99% of the blame. Nintendo watches the movie, they see the script. If it sucks, they can fire him. They can fire him right now. Get somebody else. Let's see here. So, Crazy Melee community, Grums, and many of these grifters take your pick. People never, exactly. Grifter community never take responsibility. Zero responsibility. Well, not zero. There's some people that have, but a lot of people will not take any responsibility. My son has absolutely cooked this Switch that I have, this V2 Switch, and it's still like not scratched, and he's thrown it all over the place. I just cleaned it. It's gonna be a Switch when he gets older, but yeah, it still looks pretty good. This is a V2 Switch. I was just cleaning it right now. And I just wanted to show you guys that it's actually looking pretty clean for him throwing it up, flinging it all over the place. But yeah. I mean, I single-handedly blame Don Matrick for the fall of Xbox. They never recovered from his protocol. But yes, other people added to the issue, but he was the catalyst for the downfall. Here's the thing with Don Matrick. Don Matrick is upper, right? He's an executive. He's upper management. So I don't singularly blame him for it. You know why? Because he answers to another boss. I think it was at the time, who was it? Was it Ballmer at the time? I don't know who it was, but they signed off on their plan. Don Matrick can't do anything without going to the higher ups over at Xbox. Now, the people at Microsoft might not know gaming, so maybe they just said, whatever, do what you want to do that you think that would work well. But ultimately, at the end of the day, yeah, you're right. Matrick was at the top of the food chain, though. So yes, I agree that there was some blame to go there. You know, there's definitely some blame to go there with Matrick. But it's not just Matrick's fault. There's other people that also had those designs too. Matrick was not the only sole responsible for the Xbox One. He was just the face of that, you know? So yeah. I don't think it's solely his fault though. So yeah. This is not an OLED switch. This is a V2 switch. So this is just the little bit better battery life switch over the original switch. So it's not an OLED. It's just a regular switch, LCD screen. So yeah. Live action Zelda movie is dope. Who's going to get credit? Nintendo. Same thing as if it fails, people will point Nintendo. Shareholders matter. Yeah. I mean, I think people will give the producers and actors credit as well and things like that. But people like to levy blame all over the place. But ultimately, at the end of the day, Nintendo will take the fair share of blame. You knew the guy that you were doing. You're the one who hired or signed off on the actors. So if the Mario movie was a bust or a flop, that's Nintendo's fault. I mean, you can blame the people that they work with, the Illumination or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, Miyamoto was hands-on with that, right? So you got to take the blame as well. So yeah, I think I'm missing music. I think I'm missing somebody's track. Am I? Give me just a second. Radiant Historia. I played Trails. I played Chrono. Okay, yeah, I think I got everyone's music. Shout outs, Edwin. I appreciate you. What era am I from? I'm from the old school era, arcade. I started in arcades, arcade, NES, Atari. That's my era. Let's see. Iwata took responsibility and cut his own salary after Wii U, unlike Dom Magic, who just quickly run away. Oh well, no, Japan law has barely anything to do about Iwata's salary cut. Yeah, that's true. Like Iwata did take responsibility, which was dope. You know, it's very hard to see that these days. Yeah, NES, arcade. I can see Zelda doing numbers. So many people love the lore. Also can't mess with this bag up. I mean, it's live action, so I mean, there's always a little bit of a, you know, like, oh, that could be messed up when it's live action or even animated. Yeah, we'll see. I think that they're gonna work really hard on it. I think that they've probably been working really hard on it. Apparently, I mean, if you believe the rumors, it was a Netflix show first, and then it leaked, and then Nintendo yoinked it from the Netflix. So maybe they've had the idea for live action Zelda for a while now. Deported Sicilian with the $2 says Xbox did nothing wrong. They did everything correct. See, the Deported Sicilian is not taking responsibility either. You know, I don't know. On the side of taking responsibility, I know a lot of you guys aren't in tune with the Melee community, but I'm working on behind the scenes. Like I said, I've kind of calmed down a little bit, working on the video for that. The Melee community will take accountability and responsibility. They will take accountability. They will be accountable for hacks passing away. I got some, like I said, I'm not gonna announce anything right now, but I'm working on a few different things. So yeah, if anybody from the Melee community is watching this, it's not a veiled threat, but I'll say this: you guys will take accountability. If any of the TOs are watching, you guys will be accountable for your actions. So, speaking of accountability, I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. You guys will be accountable. The people responsible will be accountable. So we'll see. Let's see here. Arguably, live action Zelda offers the biggest box office potential, but it's also riskier. Yeah, that's riskier. I mean, obviously the Mario movie was definitely big, but I think Mario lent itself more to an animated movie. Legend of Zelda already seems like it could be like Lord of the Rings, right? Like it already has like a setting like Lord of the Rings. So it makes sense to me to do like a Lord of the Rings style Zelda like live action movie. I mean, we've seen Lord of the Rings, we've seen what else? Like those, old, English medieval type of like stuff that lends itself very well to live action. I think it's easier to do than like a Mario live action doesn't even make sense, but a live action Zelda, yeah, that makes sense. You have castles, princesses, knights. That stuff's really easy to do. Not really easy, but that stuff has been done a bazillion times in Hollywood. There's not many live action movies with the plumber from the Bronx or from New York stomping on Goombas' heads. That's not necessarily easy, but fighting against monsters and goblins and and things like that, with the prince saving a princess and fighting against an evil warrior that that's trying to gain all sorts of power with a princess that knows magic. I mean, these are the things that's happened well before Zelda was even a thing. So yeah, I know that there's a live action Mario movie and it sucks, Commander DMB. I said it's harder to do. I already know that there is one. I'm stating that it's way harder to do, hence why the live action Mario movie is actually trash compared to the animated movie. I know that there's a live action movie. You weren't even alive when I watched that movie when it well, I didn't watch it when it came out, but I watched it later afterwards, like on VHS. And it sucks. You weren't alive. I was alive and I watched it. And it's terrible. Let's see here. Juice Man Vaughn. What's up, Juice Man Vaughn? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Big love. Did I miss something on Melee? I'll have a video breaking it down, Aries EMS. But the long story short is this. The Melee community drove someone to commit end life, to take their own life recently. And they don't want to take responsibility for it. They want to act like it's just all his fault. We did nothing wrong. We're just going to go about our business. We're going to still have our tournaments. Nobody wants to take responsibility or accountability for what happened and their part in it. And I'm saying that no, they will take accountability, and they will. And I have plans. I have some plans set up with people from the Melee community to make sure that the people will be held responsible, or if anything, at the very least, their sponsors will. I'll make sure to let all their sponsors know that they push someone to end their life, and cruelly, by the way, unfairly. And it's not as happy of a community or as great as a community as people as they like to let people know or believe. So yeah. Was this really recent? This just happened. This just happened. What's up, Khalid? Hey, welcome to the Jonan Tier Squad. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Once Technicals does his video on it, then you guys will probably all know about it, because Melee players will start complaining about it a lot. So once Technicals uploads his video, I think more people will know about it in the interwebs, because technical stuff even reaches guys like MVG. You know, MVG has seen Technicals videos. So I think once Technicals does his video on it, then I think it'll become more common amongst it. But you also got right-wing grifters that are also picking up the story as well. So there's also that. Or at least they did. One guy did. We'll see if more pick it up. But I think once Technicals actually makes his video, then I think it might get bigger than that. But we'll see. When did Smash get this toxic? Smash got this toxic when Nintendo rejected giving them money. I think that's when Smash got toxic. Probably 2015. I mean, it's always been somewhat toxic, but it was isolated within the community. But now it's gotten to the point where it's downright cruel at times. And I think probably 2016, like when Nintendo actually rejected them and didn't give them money, I think that's when they became so tribalistic to the point to where viewers almost didn't even matter as well. All that mattered was themselves. It was like us versus them. They're insulated. We don't need anybody else. We were only gonna fight for ourselves, you know. And I think that's when it happened. Like when Nintendo just said, "We're good, you know. We're not gonna give you guys anything." 2013, the whole Melee Evo incident. Then 2015, 2016, 2017, it just got worse and worse and worse with tournaments. And I think, like I said, it hit a new peak. Like I think in 2020, that's when it hit an all-time, like the community's cooked. After like the Me Too Smash 2 movement. So 2020 was probably the lowest point, but now we've reached a new low with the passing of hacks, you know. So yeah. Yeah, Smash community is probably the worst community in gaming. Like in terms of major fighting games or major games, it's I mean, like, and listen, there's a lot of bad communities, but maybe because I'm so in close in proximity to the Smash community, maybe I think that there's probably like League of Legends or some other place that's worse. But man, for fighting games, this is definitely the worst. Like I think I can say definitively now at this point that this, like, I've never seen this happen in Street Fighter or, you know, Guilty Gear or other games. Dean with the $1 dono says, "Hey OJ, after watching Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I feel much better about Westball being the director. I'm more worried about the script. And yes, the Melee community are some of the most privileged douchebags out there. Rip hacks." Yeah, shout outs, Dean. Thank you for the $1 dono, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, absolutely, bro. Sonic community is nowhere near as bad. Like, not even close. Like, it's a night and day difference. The Sonic community looks like the paragon of happiness is the paragon of morality compared to the Melee community. Sonic community is nowhere near as bad. Not even close. I'll take the Sonic community. Yeah, they're stupid. But I take the Sonic community. Like, yeah, they're really dumb. Like, you know, like, really stupid. Like, in terms of, like, just general, they're really dumb. But they're harmless at the end of the day, you know? I will take the Sonic community 10 million times over, you know? Like, yeah, it's not even close. Hope the right-wing grifters start talking about that community so we can implode. You know what? That would be one of the first times that I actually would... There was one guy, I forgot what his name is, but I never agree with him. And he made a tweet about the hack situation. I'm like, am I like the first time ever I've agreed like with this guy? You know? So, yeah, I mean, if there's... I would want more of them to jump on it. That'd be fine. If they want to turn it into that, that's fine by me. Because that community needs to burn. Like, the Melee community, I'm almost positive it needs to burn down and be rewritten. It needs to burn down. Like, the TOs that are currently... Everybody that signed hacks up for a lifetime ban needs to relieve themselves of duties. And they need to pick new leaders and new people. I think that the saddest part about all of this is that there are so many more players than there are TOs, and players have the power. The players have the power to protect another one of their players. You know? It'd be like this. It'd be like someone getting blackballed from the NFL or someone getting completely taken out from the NFL, completely, 100%, for doing nothing wrong at the end of the day or whatever the case is, and none of the players even coming to bat. None of the top players, and none of them even coming to bat at all for that person when they did absolutely nothing wrong, you know? And that's nobody, like the players like union would never shoot for that. And once again, the NFL has a union and obviously Smash players don't, but Smash players actively campaigned against their best interests. It's in your best interest as a player to have a set time limit for bans. Why would you want or advocate or be okay with an infinite ban on a player? You're not a TO, you're a player. Yeah, TOs who don't play like that or don't have a chance at winning and want a power trip, they would advocate for that. But as a player, you should never advocate for any player being banned indefinitely for nothing, for like saying something against another player or person, you know? Now, if they, you know, did physical harm or if they did something crazy or broke the law, then yeah, I can understand that because that is a threat, you know, physically that is a serious threat. But as a player, why would you advocate and be okay and be silent on an indefinite ban from a small number of people that need you to be there in order for them to even have a community? Nobody goes to the events if the biggest players aren't there, the best players aren't there. I have no idea why there wasn't like 95% of top players coming out and saying, hey, look, guys, I get it. He deserves to be, you know, banned, but there needs to be a limit. And if there isn't a limit to this ban, then I'm going to sit out. I don't understand why that wasn't a thing. But once again, the Smash community is really stupid. Like, they're really dumb. You know, a lot of the top players, they're really dumb. Just because you can move your hands fast and press buttons doesn't mean that doesn't mean you're not an idiot. And I will go on record saying that many of the top Smash players are freaking idiots. Many of the top Melee players are actual idiots. They are advocating for something that doesn't benefit them. A TO or TOs being able to indefinitely ban them and ban anyone for something that they said against another player. No, like, that's crazy. There should be lengths to bans, you know? But once again, Melee players are really dumb. They're really dumb. They're not smart. Like, I don't think none of them are really that smart. A lot of them are not smart at all, you know? So it is what it is. What's insane is that they claim to have they claim that hacks has meant a lot to them, yet don't stand up for him or help them get unbanned, which is stupidity. The reason why I hate the community. Exactly. They claim one thing that he meant so much and all that, but then when he really needed you, to say something, you said nothing. And that's why people got mad at me and they said I came after Hungrybox. Yeah, I came after Hungrybox because the reason why I came after Hungrybox is because after Smash Factor, Hungrybox is a friend of Hacks. He played against Hacks I think it was last year. I think Smash Factor was last year. He played against Hacks last year in Mexico in the grand finals. And Hacks really could have used a public endorsement and says by Hungrybox, one of the top players, saying, hey, look, man, I had a great time with Hacks. He was a great person. He was great, you know, in terms of his behavior. He deserves to be unbanned because I have seen no problem. Hungrybox wouldn't even say his name. He wouldn't even mention the tournament. And now, once he passes away, oh my gosh, Hacks, I loved him. I was on my way. I wanted to keep this private. That is the fakest friend. You have broken the Shinobi code. The one that abandons their friends at their time of need is scum. I don't care what he said about Hacks or what he went to go see Hacks. That is scum. Absolute scum to not even mention his name in his time of need. These people are frauds. If that person meant as much as you say he was to you, you would have said something. You would have said something and said, screw it. You would have used your name as a melee god to say something and to help your friend out, regardless of what would have happened. Are they going to ban you for simply publicly endorsing your friend? That would look so bad. When Hungrybox is one of the greatest players of all time, they're not going to be dropped from his sponsor for saying that. That's not a friend. That's not a friend. You're kidding me. Like, yeah, I went after him publicly. Yeah, I did. And I don't care any of you melee bird brains. No, that's not a friend, man. If you're a friend, you would help your friend in that time of need. And the help would have been a public endorsement for him. That's fake. It's fake. It's fake. I don't even know Hacks like these guys knew Hacks. And I publicly endorsed Hacks. You know? So, no. Fake people, fake community, it needs to be burned down. Hungrybox sure drops crocodile tears when it was nothing. Listen, he might have actually, maybe he was his really good friend, but it's unforgivable to not give him a public endorsement at that time. That's when he needed it. He needed it more than ever. And you were quiet. You were silent. So at least I didn't see anything. If he said something, let me know, guys. If there's a tweet where he said something, then I apologize. But I didn't see anything. I asked Hungrybox to make a public tweet that, to endorse Hacks. Now that, look, you guys were at a tournament. Do it. That'll give him some hope. And he refused to do it. So, terrible. You had a good discussion and insight on your channel with Western Triforce. Viewers might want to revisit it. But you're right, the Smash community must be held accountable in general. Yeah. I might be doing something with that in a little bit overall. I'm going to talk to Wes soon about something new. They act like they care now, but they don't care. They don't care. If they cared, they would all sit down with Hacks in a room and say, "All right, man, look, you've got a 2-year ban, you've got a 3-year ban." I guarantee you, if you would have just said, "Yo, look, this is going to be a 3-year ban," Hacks would have been like, "All right, I'll do my time." It would have been like a prison sentence to him. The thing that killed Hacks the most, the thing that beat him, like that honestly ended up, in my opinion, was he had no hope. When you lose hope, you lose your will to live. Hope and the future is what we all live for. Xenoblade music. Not trying to make light of it, but a perfect timing with Xeno. But the future is why we all have hope. We all have hope for something better, that we improve our life, that we get better, that we learn new skills, that we advance our career, that we build our community. Without the hope of being part of something, you lose the will to live. It can break your heart. I've seen it before. I've seen it before where people just lose the will to live when there's no hope for something that they're incredibly passionate about. If you would have said, "Yo, you're banned for 5 years," he would have done his time. He would have been like, "All right, I'll do 5 years and I'll be back when I'm 30, like when I'm 30, 30 something, But they gave him no hope. They broke him down mentally. They bullied him. They stole his money. They stole his controller that he made to help, with wrist pain. They doxed him. They took his tournament series. They stole everything that meant something to him. He had no will to live anymore. He was tired. He lost his leg. He was an amputee. He got his leg amputated. The man had nothing. They took everything from him. Everything. And as a friend, you knew all this, by the way. All of these people that are saying condolences knew everything that I'm saying and more, and couldn't find it in their heart to publicly endorse him and see how serious the matter is. Is this evil? I don't want to put that out there, but the thought of that seems evil to me. It seems like an evil thing, an entity of evil. Like, and listen, nobody directly killed Hacks, like directly, like, you know, murdered him. But the combination of things that were done to him by the community, different members, equals some type of evil. I think that is, I wouldn't say it's a fact, it's my opinion, but that is objectively correct. That the things that was factually done to him, his controller, his tournament series, his banning, everything is factual in terms of what I said. Once again, you lose the will to have a future, you lose the will to live. You know? You lose as a man, especially as a man. If you need, like, men, obviously we like to have control of our lives and be, some people are naturally the supporter or the naturally, like, you know, as a man, I'm going to be the head of the household or whatever. Now, sometimes women are too, right? But for a lot of men, they have to have that drive in life to do something and be something within it. Now, obviously, some women do have that. A lot of women actually have that as well. But some women are like, okay, well, you know, I want to raise a family, or I want to do this, or there's other things. But some men, especially competitive men that are in the competitive realms, whether it's YouTube, content creation, or whatever, they want to have a firm grasp of the future. They want to have something that they can look forward to. These type of men, right? Like I said, women do too. My wife, she's very driven. She's very, very driven. There's many women that are. But in this case, competitive men need to have a future. And if you don't, it eats you up, man. It just, if somebody told me I can't create content, I mean, I wouldn't go as far because I do something else, but it would be a big blow because I love creating content, because I was creating content and talking about games before it was even a profession. Before anybody even knew that you can do it, I did it. You know? So, yeah, man. Shout outs to Jay Guerrero with the $25. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. It says, I've been watching for years, mostly while working, so I can't be as engaged as I want to, but your streams help me make it through some long shifts, throwing some support. Thank you so much. Good discussions. Off for the second. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support, brother. All right, let's go. We are at 90. Oh my gosh. 104? 104. You guys know what time it is. Double JoJo boys in the house. Hey, yo. Let's go. Let's go, man. Shout outs. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. Let's go. 25. You're also down the new Hokage and Stream Ninja. You guys give some love to Jay Guerrero, and I'm glad I can help you through with the shifts, man. I know it can get kind of boring sometimes. Glad I can help you though, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wouldn't give the Direct a 4 out of 10. I think that's a little bit low because there were new first-party game announcements. But yeah, if you were expecting Metroid 2 and 3 and Zelda ports, then yeah, I can see why you're maybe upset. But 4 is a little low. I'd probably go with like a 5 or 6, maybe a 6, because there were brand new games announced. So, objectively at least. Jay Guerrero. 4 would be for like no first-party announcements, no actual good announcements, all farming simulators. That would be like a 4, like a 3, or that low for me. It would have been like a higher if there was like a Zelda port. Then I would have gave it probably like an 8 or 9, maybe higher, but there wasn't. So it gets like a 6 or 7 for me. Shout outs to Jay Guerrero though, I appreciate it. And also Metroid Prime 4 looks awesome. Metroid Prime 4 looks really good. Shout outs though. Thank you for the $25. You know the Hokage Eminence 25 more, you can beat him out. Let's go. Big love. JoJo boys in the house as well. Let's see here. OJ hitting 500k for this next gen. Yo, let's go. Let's hit 200k first. Let's hit 200k first, man. Didn't Nintendo pull out their partnership with Melee organizers? Is the situation part of the reason? They didn't pull out of their partnership. The Melee community absolutely destroyed their partnership with who they had. So they had a partnership with Panda Global. The Melee community decided to destroy Panda Global. Alan E with the JoJo. Let's go. Shout outs. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. JoJo boys in the house. Once again, JoJo Fridays. We out here. Let's go. So yeah, they didn't pull out of their relationship with them. The company that Nintendo partnered with was utterly destroyed by the Melee community. So yeah. So there was nowhere to do the tournament series with, because the Melee community thought it'd be a good idea to destroy the company that has an official partnership with millions of dollars lined up in prize money. So once again, Melee community, pretty stupid, pretty dumb people that are in the Melee community. Pretty stupid. It's a shame that the Smash community is this low. Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. Call a spade a spade. I think these Melee players like Leffen want Melee to crumble down and control as they please. No wonder he was happy when when the sexual allegations happened. Well, Leffen's an opportunist and he's a narcissist. So anytime that Leffen can take advantage of something to better himself, he's gonna do it. The reason why he went after Zero was because he felt Zero was one of the top streamers, and he felt that if he took Zero out of the way and looked like a hero doing it, he can gain Zero's fan base, you know? But Leffen's a fraud. He did not care about all that type of stuff. He didn't care. He just saw it as an opportunity to make a ton of money, which he did, and also get a bunch of new subs and people watching his stream. It wasn't about justice for anybody. So yeah. Says, gosh, I don't know if this information that's probably by many players being revisionist and say Nintendo pulled out of the sponsor. Nintendo didn't pull out of the sponsor. Panda Global was destroyed. Panda Global was destroyed before the tournament series even happened. It had to be canceled because everybody started pulling out of the Panda Global tournament series. Ludwig, unfortunately, also helped in the destruction of the partnership and Panda Global because he decided to schedule a Ludwig Invitational the same day and got a bunch of the top players to go to that instead. So he also indirectly, but kind of directly played a part in the partnership being destroyed, you know? So there you go. But I mean, once again, Ludwig's already a millionaire. So he didn't do what's in the best. He thought he was doing what was in the best interest of the community, but ended up not being what's in the best interest of the community. What was the best interest of the community was calming down, coming together, finding out what happened, waiting, and still continuing the partnership and let Panda Global exist, okay? And if there was some people that were at fault, let that person be ousted. But completely destroying Panda Global was not the right option. That's not the right option because they had the official partnership with Nintendo. But once again, Melee community is really dumb. You know, I'll have Melee people tell me, you know, some bucktooth. I told you about this bucktooth black Bugs Bunny looking guy. I'll have some people like him and other people say that, oh, well, you're failing YouTube channel. You failed. You did this. Don't talk about you're not in the community. Let me tell you guys something right now. Like I said, I'm not rich or anything. I'm not close to being rich or anything. But if Melee players or if Smash Brothers players actually made what I make, okay, they wouldn't be crying and complaining about never having any money, okay? They wouldn't be crying about that because I don't ever complain about being completely broke or anything like that. Obviously, I do my best to try to provide entertainment content that you guys feel that it's worth supporting, but I also work too. You know what I'm saying? I also work at it. I don't beg every single 10 seconds like some people have to do. You know what I'm saying? So my point is this. A lot of the Melee community, a lot of these people, they don't understand how it works. They don't understand the game. They don't understand any of it at all, you know? So, and they make dumb decisions that end up hurting them. You know, and then if you're not if you're not carrying CRTs or if you're not at tournaments, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not part of the community. You're stupid. You're this, you're that. And it's like, this is why you guys lack viewership. This is why you guys lack new people getting in. You scare away everybody that's possibly new. Remember, this is an entity. You're not a singular thing. I can scare away new people if I want to. You know why? Because that's just one person. I don't got to worry about a million people. There's tons of people that work in the Smash community. There's hundreds, if not thousands, right, of people that are TOs, players, staff people, editors. I'm just one person. I don't care if I don't have, if there's a billion people watching me, great. If there isn't, okay. I'm not gonna, it's whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't gotta pay 5,000 people, okay? So that's the problem with the Smash community. They think that it's okay to sit there and dookie on potential viewers or viewers in general when they have to pay a lot of people. And if you're small and there's barely anybody there, like, yeah, like a single person, then yeah, you can do what you want. You can keep your content the way that you want to keep it and act the way that you want to act, because you have your own ship. But the Smash community is too dumb to realize this. Their PR is terrible. And when I say Smash community, I mean the Smash TOs. I mean the top players. A lot of them are really dumb, you know? And I will extend the invitation to any top player or to any TO, if they ever see this, or if they're here, or if they want to quote tweet me on Twitter or whatever, talk to me on Twitter, I extend the invitation to come here and dispute what I'm saying. Come here and dispute what I'm saying with logic and facts. Remember, a lot of the top players aren't signed, are not professionally signed with any type of team. They have no stable general income coming in as a professional player. A lot of the top players don't have sponsors, and if they do have a sponsor, it's not much. They're always complaining about not having money. They're always complaining about not filtering, like the community doesn't have anything, that we need better this and that. Yet they actively make multiple business decisions that cause them these same problems that they're so angry against, you know? So it's like, whatever. Let's see here. Your channel's doing good for Nintendo channel during the drought. Switch 2 will blow up even further. The channel's great. Like, in terms of viewership and all that, like, we average, 300 plus viewers on all social media. I think, like, actually, like, with Twitter, we average way more than that. Like, we're at about 500 viewers right now. Almost 200, about 170 on YouTube, and another number of hundreds on that. So we're doing okay. It's not bad, but like I said, it's just myself, and I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very modest in how I go about different things. So I appreciate any support that I get. It's not hard. It's not easy creating content. It can be difficult to get people to watch. It's why I always gotta say, yo, watch the content. But at the same time, man, like, I'm proud of the work that I do. I'm proud of I've had 1 million people come up to me and say, OJ, man, I really appreciate your work. So I'm going to continue doing it. And it's fun. It's fun as well. So, yeah. Let's see here. Alan with the 65 months is best Nintendo channel right here. Hey, man, sometimes the best places don't always have the best numbers, but I'm happy with it. Like, obviously I want to improve and I want to get better. That's part of me being competitive. That's part of me being, being driven and motivated. Oh yeah, we're going to get better in the Switch 2 era. We're going to do better. I'm always learning. I'm always working on new ways to incorporate different types of pieces of content or other stuff like that. I'm always working, guys. Like, I've been looking at some other channels in terms of how I can improve my structure for Switch 2 once that drops. So we're definitely going to keep on improving and getting better and trying to do better, but it is what it is, right? Like, it is, I get what I get. I earn what I get. What I don't get, and there's nobody else's fault but myself. So I'll do my best to keep trying as hard and creating the type of content that's going to get people to watch and be fun, But like I said, I'm proud of it. It's hard to get 10K plus views on a video, man. It ain't easy. Especially for Nintendo channels and Nintendo content, man, because everybody's like talking about the same thing. So yeah. Let's see. So what he's saying is I'll use to get a life beyond gaming. I mean, no. Well, I think most people here have a life beyond that. So yeah, I mean, obviously have other things, have hobbies and stuff, but at the same time, like I said, it's good to be driven. Whatever you're driven in, whether it's your passion for art or if it's your passion for gaming, it's fine to be driven in that. If you have a passion for wanting to be a father someday or wanting to be a mother. I mean, anything that you can have passion in, that's good. That's good. But like, when that passion is removed, you don't want to live. I can see why Hacks basically said enough is enough. A lot of them are not only dumb, they're followers. Exactly, Juice Man Vaughn. Nintendo leaked Renaissance is going to make the original Renaissance look like a damn joke. Okay, Pika Games, let's see it. The Shadow Labyrinth game looks interesting as with Pac-Man. Is that Pac-Man? Is that the actual Pac-Man? So yeah, that's why I don't play much online. Fandom is too toxic. You know what? Ares EMS, I agree with you. The fandom is very toxic. I stopped playing online because I realized how toxic the fandom was in the 7th/8th gen. So I used to be a big online guy. Believe it or not, I was a big online guy. I used to play SOCOM US Navy SEALs. I used to play Rainbow Six. Imagine me, right? SOCOM US Navy SEALs, Rainbow Six Vegas, Halo, Call of Duty, you name it. I was there playing it. But Resident Evil 5 online, who plays Resident Evil 5 online? Me. I was playing it all day online. But it got so toxic, it got so racist and so toxic. I'm like, there's got to be a better way to communicate with people online and play games with people online without it being like this. And that's what got me to even make Player Essence. But at the time that I was thinking about it, there was no avenue. I mean, this was 2005 to, 2003 to 2009. Like, I was thinking about like this, but YouTube was 2005. Obviously, YouTube didn't start getting popular with gaming till like 2007 or 8. And even then, I was still in college, still playing football. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I was thinking of some way, but I couldn't get it at that time. But by the time that after Resident Evil, I was like, I think I'm done with online, like, just communities. Resident Evil 5 was one of the worst experiences I ever had. Like, the community was really racist. Not the normal Resident Evil community, the online community was incredibly racist in Resident Evil 5. Not incredibly racist, but just kind of just like, eh. Call of Duty was just, I had enough of Call of Duty as well. That was just crazy, people saying stuff. And I know it's just junk trash talking online, and, I didn't take it like, oh my god, they're calling me this. Like, I didn't take it that way. I just said I'm good. I didn't complain. I didn't whine. I didn't make a bunch of videos and stuff like that. I just said, no, I'm good. I don't want any part of it. Well, not that I don't want any part of it, but I'm done. I don't need to be a part of this, right? Until I can create my own community where we can play. So I'll play with my own community, but there was no way to create a community back then. So yeah. My Mario Kart jacket arrived. I'm ready for April 2nd. This party man got a Mario Kart jacket. That's crazy. Learning guitar about 10 months in. Hey, there you go. That's passion right there. I used to love killing teammates online just to hear the people yell at me in the mic, but they took that on a lot of their games now and added penalty quicker. That just sounds crazy, DJ King. You're just trolling people like that. OJ's a rare specimen with jock and nerd. I'm not rare anymore. Maybe that was rare like in the 80s and 90s, but now in today's day, even when the guys that I played with, a lot of them were nerds as well, and they played video games and all that growing up. So, I mean, it's not really that rare, to be honest. Like, most guys on football teams or basketball teams, they all play video games. It just depends on, like, what video games they play. But most of them play, like, COD or Madden or NBA or Grand Theft Auto, like, especially in today's day. When I go back and visit my old high school, they all play video games. Like, all of them play Fortnite, all of them play video games. Like, and like everybody on the football team, nobody doesn't play video games, in some type of serious way or not. I haven't met anybody in high school in today's day that doesn't play video games in some type of nerdy way, So I think back then when I was growing up, yeah, it was a little bit more rare, but not in today's day. Everybody kind of play, whether it's, like I said, it might not be all the games that we play, like all the Nintendo games and stuff like that, but most of them, we'll play. Most of them have played Mario Kart, like Mario Kart 8 at least, at the bare minimum. So yeah. What's up, Katana Riku? Been a good hour playing Monster. Yeah, I heard that you said that might be your game of the year so far, so that's good stuff. So yeah. You are a family man, so you have to want games or at least lending your child to the right direction, or you should be about fun and exploration. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna let my children play anything that's not right for them. That's not good for them. So yeah. Elements 11 RMK. Thank you for the 33 months of chewed into your pledge. Hey, let's go. Shout outs, man. Thank you for the 33 months. Let's go. 114 out here, guys. Oh, it's the fact that we didn't play the limit break. Let's go. Limit break. Or did we play it? I don't think we did. Yo, limit break. Let's go. 1 hour. Excellent. More bonus streams coming up, guys. We'll get some more. We'll do some more. Hit that like button too, guys. If you have not hit that like button, let them know. We still have about an hour, 10 minutes plus left on the stream. We still got plenty of content to go over. Should we go over the other news? I guess I should go over the other news. Apparently, there is a rumor going on here that the Nintendo Switch 1 can be connected to the Nintendo Switch 2 for controller usage, or the screen for Nintendo Switch 2 games. So, let's get into this. Nintendo perhaps unintentionally confirmed yesterday that the Switch, shout outs to My Nintendo News for this write-up, confirmed yesterday that the Switch 2 Joy-Con does have the C button that has been heavily rumored prior to the console's reveal in January. There have been lots of questions as well as more rumors about what this button actually does. Nintendo hasn't confirmed the specifics yet, but as usual, rumors continue to fill the void while we wait for the Switch 2 Direct on April 2nd. So the latest rumor on the C button comes from Xtaz, who mentioned earlier that earlier this year that Forza Horizon 5 is coming to Switch 2. According to Xtaz, their sources are saying that the C button can be used to connect the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. The Switch 1 can then be used as a controller or as a screen to play Switch 2 games. Of course, this probably doesn't need to be repeated, but since this isn't a direct confirmation from Nintendo, the best reaction for this is to now keep an open mind on things, especially wait to see what Nintendo confirms it next week. So you can use the C button on the Switch 2 to connect a Switch 1 and use it as like a controller to play games on the Switch 2. So maybe it'll display information on like dual screen play or something like that. Maybe with the USB-C you can connect it. I'm not really sure what they plan on doing. Here's my Switch, my other Switch, but I definitely have extra Switches if they're going to do that. I think it would be tough to connect this on top of another Switch 2 because that would make it massive. I think it'd look really stupid and it would be really heavy. The system would definitely be heavy if they did that because the Switch is kind of heavy, you know? So I don't know if they're gonna do that. Ergonomically, it'd also be weird too, like just balancing it, considering how thin it is. So I don't know if that's gonna be a thing. But connecting it to the Switch 1 to Switch 2 to be able to play games or something like that, wouldn't it just be able to do it like with the Switch 2 controller? Or maybe you pass off some of the processing to the Switch 1 and you have the Switch 2 available, like the Switch 2 screen available, or oh no, the Switch 2, it has to be in the dock, right? Yeah, there you go. I'm stupid. It has to be, I'm thinking for some reason you can take out the Switch 2 from the dock and it can still project to the TV. It can't, at least we don't know it can. You'd have to put the Switch 2 into the dock and then you can have a Switch 1 to use it as like a dual screen or a second controller to play games. Now that is something I can see happening, potentially. But that's what the connect button apparently is for. But we'll have to wait and see. Sorry, I didn't mean connect two of them. No, it probably can't do that. What I mean is that you can use the Switch 1 as a controller for the Switch 2. So the Switch 2 can be docked, and then the Switch 1 can be used to play games and potentially even have, like, you know, dual screen stuff or whatever, you know? So yeah, that's the rumor. That is the rumor. I mean, listen, is that innovative? I mean, in some way it is, and it isn't. It's like it's like that's like the Wii U. That's like the Wii U. I mean, listen, the Switch came from the Wii U. If it wasn't for the Wii U, the Switch wouldn't be here. But now maybe they're working backwards and saying, hey, we want more things like a Wii U. I know some people were thinking, oh man, it would have been great to have some Wii U features. Well, maybe developers can now program in a lot of those Wii U optional, right? Optional Wii U features. So in a Xenoblade game, if you really want that map on there, like Xenoblade X has, right? You can have it. Now, if you don't, you don't. Most developers will probably not use it, just like they didn't use the gamepad for a lot of things. But if you want to go the extra mile and develop an extra, you know, second screen for map or inventory, you can do it. That's definitely something I see Nintendo doing. Like, I can see Nintendo doing that. And also, remember, there is the ability to have dual gamepad play in Wii U, but Nintendo never explored it more. But that is in the firmware or the software or whatever. It can support it, but they never did. And also, Bill Trinen did come out and say, yeah, we're going to do that. But obviously, the Wii U failed. They didn't invest more into that. So could I see them doing something to where you can have, you know, two Switches hooked up and each person has their own screen? Imagine Crystal Chronicles. You know, imagine people connecting up, like, you know, multiple screens and being able to have their own screen and play cooperative games on the Switch 2 where you don't have to split the screen or you don't have to be all on the same screen. Like, let's say like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, right? Or something like that, where people can just play, be connected to the Switch 2 and everybody has their own screen. That would be really cool. The Wii U can't do that. Wii U can't do that. But with the Switch 2, you might be able to do that. So yeah. Switch 2 doesn't sound so kid-friendly, not gonna lie. What makes a system kid-friendly or not? Hold up. They got the Wii U, says Ryan Tyler. Yeah, Wii U. I mean, Switch is like a Wii U 2.0, but now this is like Wii U 3.0. Wii U 3.0 now at this point. 1.0 was the Wii U, 2.0 was the Switch. Now 3.0 is the Switch 2. So yeah, this is cool. Like it expands the ideas of the Wii U, but done like way better. Exactly. Just wait for them to reveal up to 24 local multiplayer Mario Kart. Yeah. That'd be, I don't know if they'd be able to, 24 people have their own Switch screens. This is the perfect feature for Ubisoft to port the greatest game of all time, the Smurfs 2 for the Nintendo DS, yeah. I think that Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles would be a great type of thing to play, like having that, or even like Four Swords. Four Swords Adventure, I think that would be a good game. What if they have a new Four Swords game ready to go at launch, right? Like a Four Swords game, or like a, that would be perfect for this. Perfect. So yeah. So let's see here. Yo, Dr. Smooth with the $5 Ninja Peach.
Cheers to Friday and the Switch 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JoJo Friday's in the house. Ninja Peach is in the house as well. Thank you so much for the $5 dono. Yo, the Ninja. I love that notification. We kept it. I love it. It's so good. Also, we are going
Even further beyond.
Yes, sir. We're 119. Let's boost it up. Let's try to get to a platinum and a half, baby. Let's go. Hit that like button, too, if you haven't hit that like button. Make Triforce Heroes a good game. I'll take Legend of Zelda Four Swords over Triforce. Give me a new Four Swords adventure. I can see that happening. Let's see here. If they confirm 24-player local co-op for Mario Kart, we gotta host IRL event. If they confirm a 24-player local one, I will definitely go to Too Many Games. If there's 24 players local, I will go to Too Many Games and I will run that tournament myself, or I will run that gameplay myself. I will run. Everybody bring their Switch 2, and I will be there. I will have to be there. It'll be an event. I will have to be there, and we'll have to do some type of community fundraiser, community thing for it to be an event, or for me to like get like some booth area or something like that. So like Too Many Games, like I have to get some like a show spot, and I'll have to be there, and we can all link together and play Mario Kart. But I'd have to do it like I want to say a GoFundMe, but we'd have to do like a special fundraiser for something like that, so I can get the booth area. Let's see, 2026 release for Rhythm Heaven Groove is the only thing that's making me depressed right now. Yeah, but at least know that they're supporting the Nintendo Switch all the way through 2026. That's great. So that's Dr. Smooth. I appreciate that. He-Man or G.I. Joe? I think I was more of a G.I. Joe person. I gotta find out how much the booth is and all that, or maybe I can get a deal, because I think John will have a area, so maybe I can just hawk off of that. I think I might be able to do that, because they give John like an area for his panel, so maybe we can just do that right there. I won't have to get a booth, so maybe we don't have to worry about fundraising at all. We can just do the area where John already gets for free. So maybe we can do that. Party Man knows about it. He saw me at Too Many Games 3 years ago. So yeah, only I like TMNT more, yeah, than G.I. Joe and He-Man. You get like a VIP pass or a guest pass. Oh no, I can get a VIP pass, but I meant like actual show floor space, like booth space. Like you gotta pay for those. I can easily get a pass to get in for free, but to have actual space for like a booth or something, that's a little bit different, you know. The Bulls game last night, Giddy. Giddy and Colby, baby. Yeah, that was a good game. It was a good game. It was a lot of craziness at the end of the game, but the Bulls still are not great. But they're finding their starter. They're winning a lot of games. So if they get a good draft, they're like one or two good. They're like one superstar away. They're like one really good player away from being good. You know, that Giddy player, he's pretty good, and the Colby White guy, he's pretty good. But they're like one more dynamic player away. One more like if they can get like Kevin Durant, you know, if they can get like Kevin Durant on their team, I think that would push it over the top. If HD Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ports don't arrive, we get the GameCube. We get GameCube online at least. Yeah, maybe. All right, take it easy, Pika Game 64. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you're taking off because it's really late. Hit that like button before you go. If you're staying through, make sure you ask more questions. Feel free to drop more questions. I do have some more content to go over as well. So let's talk about that. The Nintendo Direct, despite what people say about it or not, whatever the case is, the Nintendo Direct actually had set a new viewership record. It was the most viewed Nintendo Direct. Set a new viewership record. People were watching it a lot. Now, whether they liked it as much or not, it's irrelevant. But the fact that it set a viewership record so close to the next Nintendo Switch coming out, the Switch fan base is as strong as ever, man. It is there. There are people that are still gonna just play Switch 1 games, man. That are just gonna play Switch 1 and be happy with that. They'll probably get Switch 2 eventually. But there's definitely like hardcore fans that are gonna rush out and go buy Switch 2. But there's a lot of Switch 1 that just love Nintendo Switch 1, man. They just like it and they're just excited for Switch 1 games. Like I said, it was a bit of a polar differences. Twitter and all that, it was like, oh, it was terrible. But if you go on Nintendo's YouTube channels, dude, I'm telling you, they loved it. I was scrolling through the comments. They loved that Direct. Like, they loved it. And I'm looking for negative comments. And, like, they're probably there. But I spent about 3 to 4 minutes scrolling down. And I swear it was all inside jokes with Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi. It was everyone just saying it was great. My brother, who's not a hardcore gamer anymore, he just plays what he thinks looks cool. He's not a hardcore like us. He doesn't do all that. He loves Zelda and he loves Xeno and he plays those games, but he's not hardcore into it, right? He just plays when he feels like it. He watched the Direct and said that it was incredible. And I'm like, really? I thought he would like it, though. I thought he would like it, but he likes the quirky, weird games. He plays those games like with his friends and like with his wife. He plays those games like with his wife and his friends, and they like those quirky little games and stuff like that. So I was like, wow. I was just kind of shocked. Once again, there was still a lot of people that hated it, and I understand that or thought that it wasn't good because the Mario and like the general Mario and Zelda guy, like if you're the Mario, like which are usually the loudest, Mario and Zelda guys, Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon guys are like the loudest online, right? They're the loudest, so they were like, oh, you know, they were going nuts. But everybody else, or like just more of the casual fan that likes some more of the quirky stuff that Nintendo's put out, they all liked it. Or not they all liked it, but a lot of them liked it. I was not one of them. I thought it was okay. I thought it was mediocre to okay, average, you know? But anyway, yeah, man, it was crazy. Well, what I like most about the Direct was the fact that we got Xbox and Sony fans as ammo against each other and going after the Metroid visuals. Well, they were going after each other not just because of the Metroid visuals. That was not as much of it. It was more of the games that Sony is now putting out on Nintendo's system. They're licensing their first-party games to be released on Nintendo systems, so that caused some fanboy wars too, you know. Let's I had low expectations for the Direct, but and it blew me away. Yeah, and I mean, it's gonna be, that one was polarizing. I'll say that's polarizing. I'm just so happy right now. I'm currently playing Xeno X as we watch the stream. Rhythm Heaven. Yeah. Oh man, my daughter. I was with my daughter today, man, and she fell asleep. So I was like, thankfully, I brought my Switch. Oh my gosh, I brought my Switch. Oh. And I was playing Xeno X, and it was so good. Dude, that time just flew right by. She was asleep for pretty much the whole time, man. And that time just flew right by. 4 hours just went right by. And then I was like, I had to wake her up. But she was tired. She was tired from school. She always gets pretty tired on Fridays because, you know, it's a long day and she's, you know, doing all sorts of stuff. But yeah, thankfully I brought my Switch, man, and I was playing Xeno X, and it was so good. And my mom, like my old room at my mom's house, the bed is so nice. It's such a nice bed, and it's my old room that I used to stream out of, and man, that bed is nice. So I was just lying down with all the nice pillows, and it smells great in there because nobody goes in, and my mom turned it into like a guest room, and it smells good in there. And I was just lying down, and I was just playing Xeno X, and it was so cool. And it was so much fun, dude. I went and leveled up, grinded. I'm starting to use some of the other characters in the game. I did some affinity missions, did some side quests. Leveled up my character. Oh man, it was great. The only thing I was missing was the surround sound, but outside of that, it was great. So yeah, I had no idea any of those games were except Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, okay. Yo, shoutouts to Mongunzo with the JOJO.
Salamander 3, Life Force, makes it an A- Direct by itself. Incredible.
A- by itself, despite you, the Metroid, you hating the Metroid reveal. Okay. Shout outs to Mongunzo. Appreciate that. Thank you for the JOJO. We out here, and you guys know, when we get a JOJO, that $10, we got to play the notification. We got to do it because we are JOJO boys. Yes, sir. Salamander 3 Life Force theme. All right, let's go. Thank you so much, Mongunzo. Big love. Thank you for the support. Shout out to the JoJo boys as well. We are going
Even further beyond.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Mongunzo. Let's see. I played Xeno X at the doctor's office the other day, and I feel you. I play it too when I get breaks from work and school. Yeah, Xeno X is such a good. It's a better portable game than Xenoblade 2, Xenoblade 3, all the other Xenoblade games, because the narrative focus isn't as strong, where you might want to be sitting comfortably and, you know, seeing the cutscenes and that type of thing. Xeno X, it has those cool cutscenes and all that, but it's nowhere near the level of the other Xenoblade games in terms of it. So Xenoblade X works really well as a portable game. It works really, really well as a portable game. Just doing odd little side missions, or even the online play. You can infinitely play the game with the online play, right? Not infinitely, but you can do a lot of that. Or doing like the frontier nav stuff and customizing your base and things like that, right? That aren't in the other Xeno games. So I think Xeno X is the best portable game. And it also runs the best out of any portable game, or out of any Xeno game that's on the Switch. It runs the best. It probably runs the best out of all of them. I would say Xeno X is probably at the top, then maybe Xeno 3, then Xeno 1, then 2, in terms of portable mode. So it also works really well portable mode, which is great. Shout outs to Mac Mega with the 71 months Ambu tier. And he says, been a member for more months than I can count, 71. I think the Direct was made for chill, cozy, casual gamers, not for the hardcore. At this point, there's more of those out there than 150 million NS owners. Yeah, I agree. I think it was, Rhythm Heaven, Tomodachi. There was some stuff for the core base. Ride Out coming back, that was huge for Atlas fans were popping off with that. I'm a fan of that as well. And Metroid Prime 4 for me was big. Outside of that, I was kind of like, eh. But, it was okay. I do accept your psychic powers are framing the biotics of Mass Effect. I can see that. Oh, yeah, biotics of Mass Effect. But I see where you're coming from, too, like, in terms of Metroid. I think, for me, personally, I think that the game that you're talking about, I'll call you by your name, SwiftTube. The game that you're talking about, I think that's what they were building. I think they were the Bandai Namco. Now, I don't have any sources on this one, and I can't prove it. But the Bandai Namco Metroid Prime 4 was probably a multi-tiered planet, huge online multiplayer, open world type of Metroid game. I think that's what that was. But it wasn't good. For Nintendo to cancel a game, that means it wasn't good. Nintendo, I wouldn't say that they rarely cancel. Actually, yeah, they kind of rarely cancel games. But usually if a game is good, they'll see its way. Like, once it gets greenlit, they'll see its way to the end, or they'll see its way. Like, if it's like pre-production, they can kind of be like, all right, whatever, pre-production. But if a game gets greenlit and it gets announced, usually the game comes out. Nintendo never announces a game and then it doesn't come out. Or they never usually announce, hey guys, we scrapped it, we're starting over. The game had to have been bad, and it probably included a bunch of new elements that didn't work, But I think that was the game that you were explaining.
Hope the Ninja Village is having a chillaxed night.
I am.
Yesterday was by B-Day, and I feel 40 creeping behind my back like the Jason Momoa meme open mouth smile. Also, can you play the Spark Mandrill theme from Mega Man XPLS?
Absolutely, Spark Mandrill. But yeah, shout outs to Mac Mega, man. Happy birthday. Mac Mega, one of the long-time elite ninjas. Hey, listen, man, 40, men, people in general, but men, you're going to age like fine wine, right? You're going to age like fine wine, especially shorter men like us. I'm average height, but you said that you're shorter, Mac Mega. So shorter men, you know what I'm saying? That if you don't drink heavily, you don't smoke heavily, 40 is the new 29, okay? So age gracefully, age like fine wine, Mac Mega. I know you are, so you're okay. Shout outs though, man. I appreciate it. Let's go.
Even further beyond.
So yeah. So I think basically SwiftTube, I think that was the Metroid game that they were building, but it just didn't work. I think that when they decided to pass the development back to Retro Studios, I think the marching orders were make a Metroid Prime game that Metroid Prime fans are going to like. I think that's what they said. Like, hey, make a Metroid Prime game. Don't do anything weird or outside of it, or try to make some type of massive open world or thing that doesn't work, or the frame rate is going to be, 30 frames. Like, make a 60 frames per second first person adventure with upgrades. I think that was the marching orders in order to get the game out in a somewhat decent amount of time. I mean, it's been so long now at this point. I mean, they restarted development in 2018, so maybe full production of this game probably started in 2019. Because they were still recruiting a lot of important people at that time, so they took 2018, 2019, and 2020 to recruit and probably build the foundation of the game, and then probably the last couple of years or so was built out to actually flesh the game out itself, the 5 to 6 year development. So I think in order to actually have a Metroid Prime 4 in any type of decent amount of time, they had to pretty much say, let's just take Metroid Prime 3 or Metroid Prime and make a Metroid game that the fans are going to love. And look, if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we're gonna stick this through because we did announce Metroid Prime 4. So that's my take on it. I understand, but I 100% understand where you're coming from in terms of creating bounties and multiple planets and destructible environments. And dude, trust me, like, I've actually even said that myself. Like, that would be cool if Metroid did that. And I think that Metroid Prime, the one that Bandai Namco was making, was going to do that. But I think that they probably couldn't get it going on Switch 1. I think that probably, the 30 frames thing was probably a real thing, or unstable frame rate was probably a real thing. Metroid Prime is usually associated with quality with the console games. All of the games have like a 90 plus rating for the most part, right? So if you have one that's 30 frames and you have one that has long loading times, or it's kind of crusty here and there, that creates problems overall for like what Metroid Prime, like console big Metroid Prime games are about. But the mainline numbered Metroid Prime games are all 90 plus and above. Not a single game has been underneath the 90 in the history of console Metroid Prime. So I think they were also taking that into consideration as well, and decided to say, hey, look, let's play it safe, but at the same time do some new things. But we're not going to do the destructible stuff. We need to get it at 60 frames per second. We need to actually make it to where, it can run properly on the Switch 1. Because when you start adding that other stuff, that's when that's like when things start getting really bad. That's when things start getting, or you have to hack it to 30. There aren't many open world games on Switch that are 60 frames. I actually don't know of any. There's probably some, but there's almost none that I can't think of any at the top of my head, at least, that are 60, And Metroid Prime kind of needs to be at 60. That's kind of like, it's always been 60, for a console, big Metroid Prime releases. So, yeah. Bandai Namco version of Metroid Prime 4 already the most sought after Nintendo lost media. Absolutely. 2 hours late. It's okay to go. What's up, man? Welcome. Don't make anything ambitious. This is why I left the console game in 20 years. Could not be SMW if you cannot prove Super Metroid. Stick to that. So I did. Yeah, I like, that's fine. That's fine. I think that sometimes, like, there's a time and place to try something if you have a strong foundation, an idea to do it, because these games cost multiple millions and millions of dollars, right? Nintendo probably spent a ton of money on Metroid Prime 4 before they had to scrap it and recancel, then move it over to Retro. But since they moved it over to the Retro, obviously Retro was going to create something that they were comfortable with, So yeah, I think that there's definitely a time for innovation and, all that. And maybe Switch 2 will be that for Metroid Prime. Maybe they'll have something for it. But I think that since you scrapped the first version of the game, that was probably going to be very different. I think it was better to kind of go on the safe side for Metroid Prime 4, just so there's an actual game that comes out in any real amount of time. But if they were going to make an open world, destructible environment Metroid Prime, that game probably would have. There's no way they would have made it anytime soon, and Retro Studios probably couldn't make that type of game. But yeah, that's why they got Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco can make that type of game, like open world, destructible environment game. But clearly they couldn't do it well enough because it got canceled. So clearly they couldn't do it well enough because it got canceled. So yeah. 16 hours into AC Shadow, still haven't unlocked Yasuke yet. Yeah, he's coming though. Will Switch 1 games run at higher res on Switch 2? It's possible, Sis. We talked about that in my video where I went over it. Watch my video from yesterday. We went over the Nintendo Switch 2 edition games. So it's all broken down in the information and details there. But yeah, my video yesterday. So hit the notification bell. And if you watch the vids daily, you'll get answers to that, like, already, you know, you'd already have the answer to that. So yeah. But it's possible. It's probably going to happen. See, too bad reviewers don't buy the games that they score on. Metroid and Mario Zelda had issues. They shipped it. Real artists ship 8 years. 8 years. Yeah, but once again, it wasn't in development for 8 years, though. Remember, it wasn't in development. They were in... It's actually, since Metroid Prime 3, it's been 10... It's been almost 20 years. It's been 18 years. But from Metroid Prime 4, when they first announced it, that game was scrapped. They weren't making it Metroid Prime 4 for 8 years. That game was scrapped. So whatever time... They lost all that time. The real development time for this game, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, was probably around 5 years. That was probably the real, like, if you don't count pre-production, the game probably entered full production in 2019 or 2020. So we're probably looking at a 5 to 6 year real development window for Metroid Prime 4. So they didn't really have, I don't think they had 8 years, because whatever they worked on was scrapped. They literally started from scratch. But yeah, I think they tried to do something that was pretty different, but it didn't work out, man. Like, it didn't work out. They were trying to do something different and new with Bandai Namco handling Metroid Prime, and it just didn't work. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. It just didn't work. Otherwise, they wouldn't have canceled it. If it was a straight up Metroid Prime game like we're seeing right now, like with some cool new things added in, they wouldn't have canceled it. I don't think it would, because that's easy enough to do. You have a template to work off of and all that, so I don't think it's not easy enough, but that's easier. But I think that they were trying something crazy, and I think that it just didn't work. They canceled it. So yeah, they just said, hey, let's just make something faithful to what Metroid fans that will buy, and maybe you'll get 2 to 3 million in sales, and maybe the next time they can try something different or try something crazy, you know? So yeah. 2020 also had a lot of development halts as well, so we're probably looking at, yeah, like I said, like a 5-year development period, you know, for the game. Because if you just X off 2020, you know, or just say, hey, they lost 7 or 8 months of development because of COVID. Yeah, we're, like I said, 5 to 6 years maybe. And we don't know when the game was done, though. I mean, Nintendo might have held on to this game longer than it might actually already be done. So this could have been done last year. Just keep that in mind, too. It could have been done last year, and they just decided to hold on to it. Nintendo's done that multiple times for a lot of games in the Switch era. So they could have been done in 2024. So I'm guessing 5-year development period. And like I said, they just decided to make something that Metroid fans are going to be super, like Metroid Prime fans are going to be super excited about. And I know Miyamoto recently said that, hey, look, it's not always about sales. As long as we can have some bangers like Mario and Zelda that sell, you know, 10, 20 million copies, we can take some chances with other franchises and games, because we don't have to worry about, you know, profiting $1 bazillion off of the game. So we can make Metroid, or we can make Xenoblade, or we can make these games that clearly, I mean, obviously don't sell as much as Mario or Zelda or Smash, but we can take those chances, because obviously Mario makes way more than its production budget. Where does that money go? Well, it goes back into Nintendo's coffers. So it gives them the leeway to make other types of games. And like I said, this is something that Miyamoto said. You know, I'm not just making this up. Miyamoto said this. So he says, it doesn't really matter what some of this is, as long as we can have a couple major hits. So yeah. Any sales update on Xeno X? Yeah, I'll answer that in just a bit. Zoo with the $10.
It took Michelangelo 4 years to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, and it's pretty good, I guess. But imagine if he had taken a whole 4 more years on it. Imagine how much better it could be.
It could for sure. It could for sure. But yeah, they weren't gonna take 8 years to make a Metroid Prime game. And like I said, I think that after the bad experience, like I said, I agree with you, man. But after the bad experience of canceling the last game, I think they just said, let's just make a straight up Metroid Prime game that the fans are gonna love. You know, so I think the hardcore fans of Metroid Prime are gonna love this game. If you're not a hardcore fan of Metroid Prime, you probably might not like the game. But if you're a core fan of Metroid Prime, you're probably gonna like the game. So there's that. But yeah, it's not gonna be for everyone. So I understand. Okay. Thank you for the big $10 though. Shout outs to Mongunzo. We out here. Another JoJo. You guys give some love to Mongunzo. Also, good conversation and discussion as well too. I appreciate that. shout outs. Let's go. Thank you so much for the JoJo boys. All right, we've listened to this. I'm not listening to this for 21. So Xenoblade sales update. Yeah, so we got an update in Japan. In Japan, it sold 70, like almost 80,000 without including digital. So that was underneath the Wii U version, although the digital uptake for the Switch is significantly higher than the Wii U ever was. And from what I understand, Xenoblade X is the #1 game on the eShop in Japan right now. No, #1 or #2. Somebody can check it for me. But I'll probably make a Xenoblade sales update with the Japanese sales, and then I'll look at the Japanese eShop, or I'll get somebody to check out the Japanese eShop for me to see where it's at there as well. So sales update looking okay. I think it's looking okay. I don't think it's like blowing the doors off of anything, but it's all right for right now. Did you beat let's see, did I read that you that it beat Monster Hunter Wild? Well, no. It came out at a different time. Monster Hunter had already been out for a while, so it didn't sell better than Monster Hunter in Japan. No, Monster Hunter sold way better. Xenoblade X is dominating Japanese sales. I don't know if it's dominating. We just got the first week. I don't think it's dominating. Like, once again, 70 something. Let me get the exact sales numbers in Japan. Once again, it's just digital sales though, guys. It's not physical. It's physical sales. It's not digital. No digital. But it sold like 70 some, which, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and say something's incredible when it's not incredible. It's okay, but it's not incredible. You know, now if it would have done like 150, 160k physical plus all that digital, then that's okay. That's pretty freaking good. But it didn't do that. So I'm not, you know, this could be a long burn type of game, and there's probably people waiting for Switch 2, to be honest. There's definitely probably a number of people just waiting for the Switch 2 version so they can play it at 60. So I think this game will get a boost with the 60 frames per second patch, because imagine that open world in 60. I think that'll be better for the game. But we'll see. So 74,689 copies sold. It was the #1 game in Japan for the past week. So it actually outsold Atelier Yumiya, which is a brand new game. It beat out Atelier Yumiya, the sales combined. So if you take every version of Atelier Yumiya and combine it, which Atelier Yumiya was the fastest selling game in the series with 300,000 units sold so far. So I think it's safe to say that Xenoblade X has sold at least 300,000 to probably 400,000 plus, maybe even 500,000. I'd probably say maybe even 500,000 now at this point. If Atelier Yumiya is at 300,000, I'm pretty sure Xenoblade has outsold it, and it's got bigger, it's got a pretty big chunk here in the US as well. Yo, oh my goodness! Edwin Joshua with the $50 Super JoJo on JoJo Friday! What the heck is going on? You guys are out here. Big love. Oh my goodness. Remember, Nintendo will dominate this year in 2025. Nintendo is the leader this time, but let's also pay attention to the insane politics going around the world. What stock would you invest in this year? I don't think I'm allowed. I cannot give stock advice, Edwin. You got a cool fedora on too. I like the fedora, but I don't think I'm allowed to give stock advice on here. So I'm not going to give any advice on what to invest in. But hey, you know what? Nvidia, new Nintendo Switch coming out. Maybe Nvidia is something that you could look into. But I do not give. I'm not giving advice. But Nvidia might be something to look into. Edwin. But yeah, Nintendo's obviously coming off a really strong outing with the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo fan base is as big as it's ever been. We haven't had this amount of hype for a new Nintendo system ever. I think this is probably the most anticipated Nintendo system of all time. Because of the internet, because of the Nintendo Switch selling 150 million, I don't think there's a more anticipated Nintendo system than this one. I remember the 3DS. The 3DS was not like this. I remember the Wii. The Wii was not like this. The Wii got like this after. The Wii blew up after, not before. Before, there was 14 people at my GameStop to pick up the Wii. They didn't get many units. Nintendo was not expecting anything super crazy with the Wii. They were just like, okay, well, we'll see how it is. Even with the Switch 1, they were not expecting anything. Because remember, both Wii and Switch 1 both came off of failure systems. The GameCube So if the GameCube failed, obviously Nintendo's looking at the next and they're like, hey, look, we got to be modest with what we're going to do. Same thing goes for like Wii U to Switch. Hey, we're not going to do anything crazy. We don't know how well this is going to sell, right? And even with the Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo actually had too many 3DSs. It was very easy to get a 3DS because they had so many, because the DS was super popular. So they're like, oh yeah, the 3DS, we're going to have a bazillion units. And it was really easy to get a 3DS. You can find it everywhere, right? Same thing goes for the Wii U. The Wii U was really easy to get. You can find it everywhere. Well, those two systems came off of successful systems. So the Switch is coming off of a successful system, but Nintendo's thinking, okay, hold up. Not only is the system successful, but the difference between all the other systems that I mentioned is that the sales momentum has been considerably better and the user base. I think that's the most important thing. The active user base for Switch blows DS, Wii, NES, Super Nintendo, or any other, or GBA, or any other successful system Nintendo has ever had. It blows it out of the water. Because even still now to this point, there's 100 million active users. There's no way in hell there was 100 million active users on the Wii. You know, there was no way there was 100 million active users on the DS when the next system was coming out. So that's the I would say biggest difference between now at this point and Nintendo's successful systems in the past. They usually die off and then nobody plays it. Like after 2010, people stopped playing the Wii. You know, it was, and Xbox 360 and PS3 started outselling it regularly by a lot. But the Switch, it's a bit different. You still have it in some regions where it is. I mean, PS5 is selling the most by far, but the Switch is still best selling in some regions, which was not the case with the Wii, really pretty much anywhere, compared to PS3 and 360 in the 7th gen. So I think that's the biggest difference now at this point. So yeah, shout outs to Edwin. Hopefully that was enough of a answer to what you had to say there. But thank you so much for the big 50. You are definitely the Hokage and Stream Ninja. I appreciate that. That's 70 total as well, man. Thank you so much for your support. 12 JoJos. Let's get you up as the Hokage and Stream Ninja. Edwin, thank you for the big love. You guys give Edwin Joshua some love tonight, man. I appreciate you, man. Seriously. Thank you for the big 70 total, I think you've done. And a 50. Anybody does 50 or 70, you can beat him up on both boards. Yes, sir. JoJo boys in the house. Thank you guys for making JoJo Friday awesome as well. I do my best to try to give you guys the best content that I can. And I appreciate the support. You guys are freaking incredible. Let's get this up here as well. I'm trying to update everything. And yeah, let's go. JoJo, should we do another one? I think we should. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man. I appreciate y'all. Let's get it. And also, yeah, rumors say April 9th. And I think that there's going to be a lot of stock. I don't think that there's going to be a little bit of stock. I think there's going to be a lot of stock this time. Yeah, Sony and Nintendo at all-time highs right now. It's been pretty good. Sony has had what Nintendo has always hoped and prayed for. Sony's had for like forever. It's like nothing for Sony. Like, oh, an active user base when the next system's coming out. Been there, done that. Like a high active user base. Been there, done that. You know, and that's what Nintendo needs to build. Nintendo needs to build that continuity. Nintendo needs to build that base of people that know what they're getting, but also get some little innovations and better things here and there. That's why I think that the Nintendo Switch should probably be the thing going forward. Unless you have an idea that's going to blow the Switch out of the water, you don't change that branding, because Sony's done so well, because that branding, also other things, it's not just that, but the branding's very important. So the next system, if Switch 2 is successful, right, if it's really successful, then yeah, then this should be Switch 3. But obviously if the Switch 2 isn't very successful, then clearly you need to switch things, no pun intended, switch things up. Or maybe it's a pun intended. So yeah. All right, take it easy, the Great Wah. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. Thank you for answering, and you already know, but I'll tell you this: if you need some help, prayer, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely, absolutely, man. Thank you so much, Edwin. I appreciate you. Seriously, thank you so much. I can always use some extra prayer. So if you want to do that, like I said, on your time, man, I'm down. Thank you so much. Switch to the next console. The next console, Switch 2? Switch 2. The second Switch 2. The Switch 2. Can't wait for April 2nd to see Daemon X Machina Titanic. Oh! Ooh, I forgot about that game, DJ King. Yeah, Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion. That's a Switch 2 game. They announced it like, what, 2 years ago or a year ago? And they're like, yeah, it's coming to things. They're like, we're not going to tell you about it until Nintendo has their presentation, because we sold 500,000 plus copies of Daemon X Machina, being complete idiots, by the way, not letting content creators cover it, copyright claiming, being absolutely moronic. The game would have sold 1 million plus if they simply let people cover the game. I think the game, I mean, it might have done 1 million plus, like if you count the PC version and all that, or I don't know what the updated sales are for it might have sold 1 million plus on the Switch, but they were being insane with the, like, I don't know what they were like talking back to me. No, you can't, this is our, I'm like, bro, what? That company who make, or what was the publisher for that game was being absolutely diabolical. Nobody could we couldn't cover it because they were copyright claiming everything. We all wanted to cover the game though, but they wouldn't let us cover it for us to actually fair use. So we all said screw it. I mean, the game did well anyway though. The game obviously did well. They made money. Marvelous, yes. Marvelous was acting insane. The funniest thing is that Marvelous was like, yeah, okay, we'll remove copyright claims. Dude, they didn't remove anything. They still claim my E3 with No More Heroes as well. Like, and they claimed the E3 that I had with Daemon X Machina's reveal. Like, they didn't even drop all the claims. They said, oh yeah, we're gonna drop the claims. No, they didn't. The claims are still there on my channel. Like, they still claimed the stuff, which was just funny to me. I feel like the Switch brand would allow Nintendo to mix things up if they come up with something different. The Switch 2 as a follow-up would allow. I mean, I think that if you want to do something different, I think that add-ons might be the best way to get it done without there being like a big problem, you know? So, April 9th might be when pre-orders drop. There was a new rumor that says April 9th, but so be ready for April 2nd or April 9th. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Nintendo will let us know about April 2nd. I mean, we'll probably find out when pre-orders go live April 2nd, so we'll find out, you know? So yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Brooklyn 40 with Just Dance lore, but I don't like Just Dance. I don't play Just Dance because they do copyright claims because of the music, so I'm not a Just Dancer. So I don't know anything. I don't care about the lore. I don't like Just Dance. That game sucks. They copyright claim everything. Not only do they copyright, they block, bro. Like Ubisoft, crustiest company, bro. You know what they did one year? Me, Spawnwave, we streamed their freaking event, and they put copyright strikes. They put copyright strikes on our channel, so we couldn't stream the Nintendo, the E3 at Nintendo. We couldn't stream the Nintendo E3 because Ubisoft and Just Dance copyright struck our channel to where we have 24-hour or however many bans, so we couldn't even stream the Nintendo's E3 one year because of Just Dance. You've got to be kidding me. That's when I swore Just Dance is my mortal enemy. It's like, I don't know, like those, you know, it's definitely like cats and dogs, or it's like freaking mortal enemies, man. I'm telling you. Everybody just hated everybody hated Just Dance after that. Yeah, because so many content creators got hit with strikes, and it was just stupid. So they didn't cancel Everybody 1-2 Switch. No, Everybody 1-2 Switch was not canceled. It was not canceled, and I think they left that just because the game was complete. It was bad, but they didn't know where to slot it, and the development budget for that game was probably minuscule. It was probably minuscule. At least compared to Nintendo's big AAA games. I watched last week's podcast. I didn't really get into the segment about handhelds are dying. I think the discussion was about how they miss handheld exclusives on 3DS, DS. I don't remember that segment. I don't remember even what I said. All right, take it easy, Aries EMS. Thanks for coming out to the stream tonight. Let's go. Shout outs. Yo, Lingering Will with the $9.99 JOJO. Shout outs, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Lingering Will, thank you for the $10. Says, tell us your top 5 most played Switch games. I'm curious. I've been deep into Xenoblade X at 60 hours. This man it's a full-time job for you. Yeah, I got 30 something hours in it, so I'm about half of where you're at. I love that game. My top 5 Switch games. In no particular order, and of course I'm gonna have a new list for you guys now that Xenoblade X is out. I gotta include Xenoblade X. It's gotta be in there. In my top 25 or my top 30 at least. I would say that, just like I said, these are just some of the games. I'm not gonna say definitively, but here are some of the, I mean, Astral Chain's got to be up there. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is up there. Mario Odyssey, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, definitely up there. There's a lot of great games. You know, Xeno 2, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, definitely up there. That game's awesome. What else in terms of the biggest games? I think that Super Mario Bros. Wonder, definitely an incredible game. Love that. Man, Xeno X, it's rising on my list. There's quite a number of great games. So yeah, we'll see, man. How about some peripherals? What could they make that make sense? I'm not sure. Nintendo always makes the weirdest peripherals. If you would have told me, Edwin, that they would make a ring, a resistance ring with a leg strap for your Joy-Con where you can squat and hold over your head, I'd be like, what? Nobody would have ever expected that. A resistance ring. And then make a whole, and call it Ring Fit. Like, that's the craziest thing that I've ever seen. Well, not the craziest thing, but that's one of the craziest things that I've ever seen for peripheral for gaming. So I don't know what they could make, but I'm guessing they're going to make something weird. Maybe they'll make a sequel to Ring Fit, but then make a different object, you know, or a different type of something. So like bow fit, and you got a bow. I don't know. Over here Donatelloing, I don't know, but yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't know what they could make. They made Labo. That was a weird thing. Nobody anticipated or expected that, you know. Once again, guys, with upgrades for Astral Chain or upgrades for all Switch 1 games, it's possible. We gotta wait and see. The Switch 2 Direct is next week, so we'll see. It looks like Xenoblade X might have it, but we'll see about other games. You know? Yes, Astral Chain. Astral Chain is one of the greatest games on the Nintendo Switch, hands down. It's probably a top 5 game for me. Astral Chain is incredible. Also, Bayonetta 2. It's more of a Wii U game, but that's also on Switch. So yeah, Bayonetta 2 is really good. I like Bayonetta 2. That's a great game. Shout outs though. Yeah, we're actually close to the double platinum. We're only 6 combos away from double platinum. We got less than 30 minutes. We still got a large viewership tonight. The viewers are here. We are out here tonight, man. We got almost 200 watching on YouTube. We got another probably like 300 or so on Twitter that's stopped by at least for some amount of time. So that's cool. Let's see here. Didn't play it. Might have to add that to the torrent of my collection before Switch 2. You might want to play it on Switch 2 if there's an upgrade, because then you'll get it at 60 frames per second. So might want to just wait, you know, for Switch 2. Maybe they'll do some type of remaster for it, or they'll just do some type of re-release. I mean, it's a great game. Astral Chain is incredible. Watch my video on it. I have a lot of videos on it, but watch my review. It's one of the greatest games, man. I'm telling you, dude. It is a phenomenal Switch game. So I'm going to type it in here. If you guys want to know more about what I think about Astral Chain, most of you guys probably weren't here at that time because this was 2019. Let's see here. I just covered mainly that. There's my review of it. Astral Chain is amazing. So here we go. Get shareable link. I love Astral Chain. It's such a cool game. Astral Chain is my favorite game of all time. 230. That is such a DJ King game. It like blends everything that you like all into one. Xeno Gear Fit. You get a person shaped like a box and you have to figure it out. Xeno Gear Fit. Yeah, man. Yeah, nobody's with the cardboard VR. No, I meant most played games, not the best games. Oh, most played. Oh, most played. Okay, sorry about that lingering. Most played. I'll get that next dono in just a bit. Most played is Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Xenoblade 3, Splatoon probably 2, and probably Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Those are probably like my top 5. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, those are probably, I don't know, there might be something else. Maybe, yeah, I think I put more time into Xeno 3 than Xeno 2 and Xeno 1. So yeah, shout outs. Let's see here. You and Celia mentioned the very rare McDonald's trading DS game, which YouTuber Nick Robinson, the game dumped on the Internet Archive. It's a strange game. They come to think of it. Yeah, it is. I saw it on Did You Know Gaming. Shout out to Steven Gardner with the $5 dono. This crazy prediction says Konami's next Castlevania game will be announced at the Switch 2. Astral Chain is amazing. Picked it up off your review. Thank you so much, Steven. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Yo, let's go. We are one combo away from the Combo Double Platinum Breaker. Hey, y'all. Let's go. Thank you so much, Mr. Steven Garner. Sorry, I'm saying your name wrong. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. $199. You guys are going out here on JoJo Fridays. Let's go. Dope spring break. Hey, it's all good, sis. Have a nice spring break, man. Yeah, spring break's coming up. My daughter was talking about spring break. She was like, oh, yeah. She's like, spring break's coming up in a few weeks, so she's happy about that. About Ubisoft, Nintendo, they made... Okay, this guy just keeps on going on about Just Dance. I don't care. I thought I had a lot of hours in Dragon Ball Xenoverse on Switch with 2,560 hours. So one friend that you have has 5,865. I can't imagine or fathom playing a game for that much of my, like, one game for that much time. That's a waste of my life. I'll be honest. Yo, Nick, let's go with the 99 cents. Getting us to the 200 double breaker platinum. Double platinum? I think Nick just wants to see, Cloud on stream again. Let's go. Let's get Cloud back. Right before, about 20 minutes before the end of the stream, we were able to get the double platinum. All right, guys, we got to get some bonus stuff going here. We got to. Double limit breaker, baby. Let's go. You guys give 93 some love, but also big love to Edwin. Edwin gave us a huge boost with that 50. Lingering Will with the 10. Steven with the 5. Zoo Mongunzo came in as well. Mac Mega, the past 30 minutes or so. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, it really helps out. Appreciate you guys. Splatoon 3 just became my recently most played game. Finally overtook Mario Kart. Nice. I don't think I can ever play a game for 5,000. The most I've ever put into a game is like 2,000 hours. I think the most that I can remember putting into a game was like 2,000 something hours. I think after that, it's just too much time. I think like I've put 2,000 a couple times, but 2,000 hours is just too much, you know? I can't put, because like there's so many other games to play. I can't play a game for 6,000 hours. Like I want to play other stuff, you know? Let's see here. Lake of Fire was real and there's a consequence. What if? Who knows? That's the big question. Well, I've had the game since 2017 and it came out, so yeah, it happened. Happens. There's a lot of devs that keep releasing DLC and content. Yeah, I mean, I can see 2,650 hours. I put over 2,000 hours into Smash Brothers for Wii U in a shorter amount of time than you did right now with that game, DJ King. So I put 2,000 hours in about, from the time from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate. So Smash 4 came out in 2014. And then Smash Ultimate came out in 2018. So by the time that Smash Ultimate came out, I already had 2,000 hours plus into. So I've done the same thing. You know? I think DJ King is just, I think you are still late 20s, right, DJ King? You've been around for a while, or he's like, I think he's either late 20s or early 30s, but yeah, I think he's late 20s. I'm not sure. Hey, much love, bro. Much love, Edwin. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I know a person who put 365 days, 8,760 hours of time into EverQuest. Okay, well, MMOs are different. I can see people dunking like tens of thousands of hours into MMOs or thousands of hours into MMOs because that's an MMO. So yeah, that makes sense. Hey, everybody's good, Edwin. I hope you and your fam are good too. Everybody's good, man. I can't complain. Can't complain. Pokemon Unite definitely has the most played on Switch. After that, it would be Smash Bros. And then Xenoblade series, most overall single player type game. Yeah. There were Fortnite. Then there was Fortnite. One of my friend almost had 10K hours. I could understand Fortnite as well too, because like Fortnite, that's like a never-ending game. But I mean, would I ever do that with Fortnite? No, unless I was going pro. If I'm not going pro, then I'm not putting that much time into it. Yo, Sean Hamilwright with the 46 months. Yo, long-term Elite Ninja. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. 46 months, baby. Tune tier. I guess I'll do a quick show before we go. If you guys want to become Elite Ninjas, it's only $1. Get your name highlighted. Get your name in green. Get exclusive emotes and badges. Like my man Nick93 for 11 months. One more Nick, and you are now a Renangon. You've unlocked that Renangon one more month. So, yeah. By the end of April, you'll get the month going. 9,999 hours in Breath of the Wild back in 2018. Yeah, Breath of the Wild was crazy addictive. If I had more time to play it, I definitely would have played it more. But Breath of the Wild, I put like 100-something hours into it. But I couldn't put more time because I was trying to build player essence. I'd gotten fired in 2017, and Breath of the Wild came out pretty much right around then. And when I saw the reception for Breath of the Wild, and I saw the reception for the Switch, I was like, I think it's now or never for this channel. If I don't push, then I won't be able to do this. Like, I'll have to go back into, you know, try to just go back on Indeed, you know? And I didn't really feel like going back. I hated Indeed, bro. I hated Indeed. Oh my gosh, I hate Indeed. So I was like, I need to make a push. I wasn't relying on it, but I was just like, hey, look, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then, you know, whatever. But, yeah, I didn't feel like, I think the biggest reason why I didn't get a job right after I was done, after I got fired, is because one, Breath of the Wild came out and I really wanted to play Breath of the Wild, but two, I don't like Indeed. Those were like the two reasons why I did it. Part of player essence being what it is right now is because I don't like the website Indeed. If Indeed was better, I probably might have not, like, you know, done player essence the way that I did. Because I really hate Indeed. I mean, it works. It'll get you a job, but oh man. Lame. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But it's convenient. It's super convenient. It's like going to the actual website and filling out an application. Oh my god. Typing in all your information. Who wants to do that? I'd rather be broke than bro, I'd rather not have a job and be a bum than go to individual sites and fill out my work history. Hell no. I'll take no job. I'll probably just, I don't know what I'd do, bro. But I ain't going to each freaking website and filling out my, no. I swear I'd rather not have a job. I'd rather just be broke. I'd rather just be broke than do that. I can't go in there and they make you fill out this. Bro, you can't, I don't know if you, back when I was filling out jobs, they couldn't even like import from Indeed. You couldn't even do that. It was like, you gotta actually go into the store yourself. Like, you gotta write it in by hand, which was always the worst. Or you've got to type it in like in their system, you know? So yeah, man, I was good. I'm good. I was contracted for Indeed when I started watching you back in 2019. Nice. And the crazy thing is, like, the good job that I had before my this job that I got, I didn't even get it off Indeed. I got it off of like a recruiter. I think, well, it was kind of Indeed. I think they saw my application on Indeed, but it wasn't. Oh, it was kind of through Indeed, or was it through Indeed? What did I do? I forgot. The recruiter, I don't recall the recruiter saying specifically that he got my application through Indeed, so I don't know. Either way, whatever. Let's see, I lost my job when Breath of the Wild came out, completed the game on unemployment. Ah, me too! Me too. Yeah, me too, man. Me too as well, man. Me too. I had to get that done as well. It is what it is. Good times. Broke, getting a fraction of what you made beforehand, but happy because one, you're not going to work, but also two, You getting a little bit. Man, I was on the party man diet. I was eating top ramen. What was I eating? I was eating top ramen. I was eating Walmart steak. Not the steak that you get in the meat market, like the steak that was already in a bag, frozen. Back then it was cheap. You find it on the low shelf. If you go to the frozen food sections, there was just great value steak, great value chicken. I couldn't even get like the nice, not even that nice, but the raw chicken that you get from the back, bro. I was getting the bag chicken, the bag steak. I just put everything in what's it called, a rice cooker, bro. I was living slim. Actually, to be honest, I still kind of live slim like that now, but the difference is that my wife can turn crappy food into great food, or she knows ingredients. She's a cook, so she knows how to do all that. So I eat real good now. I'm eating good now. Not expensive stuff, but we just eat, like, the food tastes good and looks good. She makes like chicken and rice. She makes healthy stuff. She like cuts the vegetables and she makes tacos, and she does everything nice now. But then I didn't care. I was just like, let me just play Breath of the Wild and let me just create videos. I'll just do this. That's all I did, was just create and take care of my daughter. Take care of my daughter, Breath of the Wild videos, you know? So yeah, top ramen days were something, man. There was something. Yeah, exactly. The chicken pieces that were all in one huge block. Same thing with the steak. The steak, they stopped selling it. You can't find it there anymore. At least they now have like the better ones that are cut all nice and everything, that are way more expensive. But like great value ones. But back then, the great value ones, it was a steak in a solid block. It was a solid frozen block steak, solid frozen block chicken. Because those were the cheaper ones. So I had to go with that. Because, you know, I was getting like, what was I getting? I was getting like $500 a month or something like that. So I didn't have much. So I had to work with what I got, man. I got to take care of my daughter too. So thankfully, I saved from my job that I have. I wasn't out there wilding, you know, buying new cars and stuff like that, or wilding out. I didn't buy a new car. I didn't do anything. I had the same car that I had, still have the same car that I had then and still have now, you know, so I wasn't wilding out or nothing. So I was able to have a little bit of backup reserve just in case, you know, so that was good. That was a positive thing. I was out here. Hey, what's up, Cosmic Gaming? I was out here eating the Osmond Gold steak. Let's see. I'll take the Osmond Gold steak rare with extra gun blood. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome. I've been cooking a lot lately since I moved into my studio apartment. It's Frank. Yeah, moving into your first studio apartment. That's nice. That's good. That's good, sis. Yeah, I remember when I moved into my first apartment. Like when I moved away for like college, that was the first time that I really moved into like my first place. It was cool. But I think the thing that I felt like the most happiness, at least, was like the first time that I got a house. The first time I was like, oh, this is great. You know, I can be as loud as I want to, you know. But now I'm in this house. It's pretty cool. You know, I'm settling in. You know, I've settled in at this place. It's nice. You know, it's good to see like my boy, my son. You know, he was born, and my wife's good. So, still settling in. Still kind of, you know, just getting used to everything. But no, it's good. I can't complain. Better than Castlevania Wall Meet the Belmonts shot on it. Is it? I don't know if it is. Let's see here. Bro, my first apartment, I was living off the Capri Sun and ramen. Hell yeah. I remember when I was in college, we would live off of we would do the chicken. Back then food was cheap. So we'd actually get like the raw chicken, and we'd cook it on the pan. We'd cook it on the pan, we'd season it, because like we were like eating super unhealthy pizzas and stuff, but then we decided to get healthy and get in shape. So we started cooking pretty good. And like when I was in college, we had it was like student living. So it was apartments, and it was basically it was like a 4-bedroom apartment, and it was like 4 rooms with 4, and you have a bathroom in each room. So it was built kind of like bit of privacy, like you have like a washer and dryer in there, and like you just pay an amount every month. And that's where I lived for like the second half of my college. I lived on campus for the first half, or for the first year. It's too expensive, and I lived in like one of the suite areas, and it was okay, but I liked the other living better. So that was kind of like my first experience, but I didn't like living on campus. I was like, eh. I like living off campus much better. But like, I live like right next to the campus, so it was just easy to walk. League of Legends. I've played it, but I don't like it. Ever just throw anything into a rice cooker with some rice? I mean, yeah, vegetables, rice, Castlevania meat, the meat with the steak meat, chicken, whatever. Just throw it in there, turn it on brown rice or whatever. Just let it cook. Take it out. All right, cool. Ready to eat. Yeah, you gotta just save up for other stuff, you know. Yeah, yep, exactly. Good stuff though. Good, smart moves by you, sis. Cooking is fun. I just heard my son in the background. I heard a wow, wow, like his little. I love that boy so much. He's the goat. He's the real Gertis. Nothing makes me happier than hearing him scream in the background. Let's see here. Cooking's fun. I like making fried rice here and there, and the recipes, those annoying. Yeah, it can get kind of annoying at times. It's good stuff though, man. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Shout outs to everybody though, man. Tonight, great stream. I think we pretty much hit our 3-hour limit there, so we're gonna call it here. But I am gonna do this. I am going to link you guys to my most recent video. If you didn't see it, it went up earlier today, so check it out when you get the chance, man. Check it out. I think it was a fun video talking about Xenoblade Chronicles X, in addition to some news about the Zelda movie and all that. So thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream, man. You guys have been incredible. I want to say thank you for the big donos as well. Shout outs to Edwin, Joshua, thank you for the support, brother. Huge donos tonight. Thank you to everybody that stopped by and chatted too. All the elite ninjas, all the ninjas and the elite ninjas. Elite ninjas are the ones with the badges next to their name. All the ninjas too. Thank you guys so much for your support tonight. Seriously, you guys have been incredible. Thank you for all the re-ups, all the long-term memberships. Thank you for all the donos. Nick, Steven, Lingering, Edwin once again, Mongunzo, Mac Mega. Also, Set Katsu, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. I forgot to say you subscribed. Mac Mega as well. Dr. Smooth Elements, 11 RMK, Alan, also Aries EMS, Jay Guerrero with the big dono, Dean, Khalid, thank you for the membership once again. Alan E, thank you so much, man. Let's deport a Sicilian, Luis as well. 7Dio, Kevin, Scar, Gotham, our Arkham's Grim, Carbon Shinobi, Jacob Dressback starting off the JoJo's, Sir Nathan, and Cosmic Gaming coming back with that tune-in tier pledge. Thank you so much, Cosmic. Appreciate that big tune-in tier, brother. Thank you so much. Party Man, all of you guys, normal elite ninjas, you guys know who you are. Bead Queen, Round Table Ninjas, Bead Queen sitting at the top. Shout outs to Bead Queen. Shout outs to everybody here, man. Yoshi, yo, shout outs to Big Yoshi. Yo, Big Bad sent in here as well. Cosmic, just wanted your icon back. Hey, you're a forever elite ninja, whether that badge is next to your name or not. I appreciate you, brother. Seriously. Thank you guys so much for everything. DJ King, longtime elite ninja mod for me as well. Appreciate you guys, Nick. So yeah, thank you guys. Figure drawing, shout outs to you. You've been here forever as well. So all right, guys, I love y'all so much. Gambit. Yes, Xenoblade icons. Love y'all so much. We're gonna catch you guys tomorrow. Astral's off the chain. Hey, good to see you too, brother. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream tonight. You guys are awesome. Check out the most recent video. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We got a stack day tomorrow as well. We got the Spawncast pre-show and the Spawncast, so that should be fun too. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being incredible. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Spawncast pre-show. And I'll probably have a video for you guys in the afternoon time or so. I am going to relax tonight and play probably a little bit of Xeno, and I'll wake up at some point. I'll take care of my boy, but I gotta play some Xeno too, so I'm gonna do a little bit of that as well. So all right, guys, love y'all so much, and we'll see you guys for the next one. Peace out, homie.